Alright, hit the go live. Let's do this. The live is live? Is it live or have I been deceived? It's taking forever to go. Alright, hit the go live. Let's do this. The live is live? Is it live? Okay. Or it looks good. Hi. Hi. I don't have the camera on today because I don't feel like it. Because I'm sick. I got the vid. Okay. Alright. Alright, Butcher Bird's mad at me, so I gotta switch some stuff. It's not a birthday stream. Sick stream. Sick stream safe. There. It should be correct now. You know what? I wasn't even gonna stream today. I wasn't gonna stream today. I wasn't gonna do anything. I was playing this tournament, and then there was no streamer, and everybody was sad. There was a lot of crying, and I was like, you know what? I'm playing it anyway. I might as well stream the friggin' thing. Hey, JG, how you doing? And then I just reused the settings. It was very last minute and improv. I don't have any of my makeup on. I look like a mess. It's just a disaster. So I don't have the camera on. Because without my beautiful makeup, how could I ever face the world? That's a joke. What did you get? COVID. I was going to be out of town selling board games, which is why I didn't plan on streaming this, but then I got sick and there was a snowstorm and stuff and etc. Holy shit, we get to see Strat Game. All right, let's take a look at the bracket. So, you guys are with me, right? Yeah. So here's the tournament for today. I did fight Raced. It says 1-2, but I advanced. That is correct. Raced did beat me. But he had to go. He had to go. So I advanced just because he had to leave. We played, what did we play? Empire versus Chaos. That shit was a banger. I'm not going to stream it because it took 55 minutes, but it came down to a 1/4 HP Valkia and a half health Spirit Leech caster. They killed all the rest of my Imperial guys, so that was pretty good. We played Slaanesh versus Dark Elves, and I won because Malice's transformation, he started to transform as the game ended, so it was rough. And then game 3 was blind pick Lizardmen versus Vampire Coast, which went very poorly for me as the Lizardman. It's not a great matchup. So, yeah, so Raced won, but I will continue fighting in his honor. Bjorn and Phoenix King are still fighting. At the top here, we have Blood Penguin and Strat Game, which is where we are right now. Yeah. So that's cool. We don't get to see Strat Game on the stream a lot. He kind of has weird hours. I know there's a blocker. Hold on, I'm just doing the names. He's on the Vermintling ladder all the time. He's playing all the time, but it's really hard to catch him on a stream because he doesn't do a lot of tournaments and stuff. So that'll be neat. Get some spotlights on him. All right, I have a bunch of Discord messages early about this. Hand it ends. Okay. Tomb Kings, not Vampire Coast. Tomb Kings and Dark Elves, the other one. Go to sleep if you're sick, let the doggo stream today. I slept for 11 hours last night, it was great. For Etcher 6. Phoenix King, you're sick too? That's not allowed. Bet the coast buffs you made it harder. Yeah, it didn't feel great. And Race seemed to know what he was doing. He was pretty on top of his shit for that one. As usual, if anybody's like, you're not talking about the builds, I'm just kind of letting them set up. But looks like they're mostly set up now. Slaanesh's Harvesters, Doomfire Warlocks, and a Cold One Dread Knight for Blood Penguin. Then a frontline of Blackheart Corsairs, Hargoneth Executioners, Blackguard of Nagarond, Hargoneth Executioners, Blackheart Corsairs. And then we have Malekith on a Velociraptor with Soul Stealing Gates of Malice. What the fuck is this? What is this build? Alright. On the other side for Strat Game, we have Nekar Warriors, Skeleton Spearmen, Nekar Warriors, some Skeleton Archers, the Kepler Guard, Cetra the Imperishable and his big kitty cat, Necropolis Knights and Skeleton Horsemen. Necropolis Knights and Skeleton Horsemen. Both these builds are a little strange. Both these builds are a little strange, a little goofy. I think the Dark Elves were much more ready for like a Tomb King's box with some Ushabti Great Bows or something, I think. And they didn't get that. And I think the Tomb King's build was like ready for, I don't fucking know what this was built for, to be honest. Maybe some Dark Shard and Scourge Runner shit. But like, even if there were Scourge Runners, wouldn't they just shoot the Necropolis Knights, etc. and get their... I don't know what this Tomb King's build is supposed to do. I don't know what this Dark Elves build is supposed to do. I think Blood Penguin is thanking his lucky stars that there's no Fata Buna caster here. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Skeleton Horsemen plow straight into the front line with Cold Dread Knights and Hargoth Executioners. They are just going to get wrecked, but that is 400 gold cav for you. Meanwhile, we have Necropolis Knights who are affected by the Word of Pain bound spell from the Slaanesha's Harvesters, giving them 0 melee attack, and they're going to go, you know what? 0 is a pretty low number. Let's just get the fuck out of here. On the other side, there is cav, there's just infantry for the Dark Elves, so the Dark Elves are going to maybe try and opt out of this fight, but they're probably going to get Cycle Charge for a little bit of value. Meanwhile, they're doing their very best to get their damage back onto this other flank where they actually have units. Hargoth Executioners going wild at the moment. 2 Skeleton Horsemen almost down. Skeleton Spearmen and Netkar Warriors are like, listen, boss, we're coming to the fight, but we're not going to do anything. Gaze of Malice from Malekith gonna do really good damage to one of these Skeleton Spearmen. And god damn, it's just a Tomb King's massacre on this side. They've already lost 150 troops in the first minute and a half of the game. They're just getting worked on by all these elite Dark Elves. The other side of the Blackguard Crusaders are almost dead. But the Blackguard and Naggarot and Hargoth Executioner's like, what? What? What you gonna do, coward? Nothing. You ain't gonna do shit. Necropolis Knight's like half dead. Cetra's running around and doing his best. Netkar Warriors and stuff trying to opt into the fight, trying to do anything. And Malekith's just like, bow before my elite infantry mortal. The fuck you gonna do about it? And he goes charging after Cetra. Whew. Soul Stealer from who? Slaanesha's Harvesters are healing. Okay, so it's their Soul Stealer. So it's the bound Soul Stealer of the Slaanesha's Harvesters, doing good damage to the Necropolis Knights and some of these infantry, but mostly just trying to buff, heal themselves back up. Dark Elf infantry on the far side has survived the initial attack, and they are now pushing forwards. Hargoth Executioners going wild in the back. They're currently not attacking because they have attack orders onto those archers, but if they ever do start attacking, that'll be a very cold day in hell for those Netkar Warriors. Necropolis Knights just about dead, starting to crumble away, and Slaanesha's Harvesters probably need to get out of this fight. They're surrounded by Kepler Guard and Spearmen and too much stuff, and that Terror Out is actually going to be good for them because it opts them out of this fight, which they shouldn't be in anymore. They need to get out, cycle charge, find other aspects, so the Terror Out's actually going to save them a bit of damage. Coldland Dread Knights charging in on the back, really just trying to finish off these Necropolis Knights that are just about dead anyway. Malekith is continuing to try and hunt Cetra, the Imperishable. Slaanesha's Harvesters come back. Yeah, and they immediately had attack orders that they regretted and retreated. Cold Dread Knights getting worked down by the Kepler Guard too, and they're getting summoned on by the Ushabti Great Bows. Meanwhile, in the backfield, Hargoth Executioners doing their best, but the Necropolis Knights and just a metric shit ton of Tomb King's infantry is slowly weighing them down. Oh wow, we hadn't even popped Murderous Prowess or Mastery yet. Okay, that'll keep all of the Dark Elves in the fight for a little bit longer. Rear charge from the Slaanesha's Harvesters should do good work onto the Kepler Guard. 70 armor isn't that much. But it looks like they didn't actually want to charge there. They didn't do any charge animations. It looks like they had a movement order, not an attack order. Malekith still hunting Cetra. Blackguard are in the backfield here. And now it's where it gets tricky. Because if the Necropolis Knights opt into peeling off Malekith, they are right next to some Blackguard. It could go really poorly for them. Things are all right. Tomb King's slightly up on the balance of power right now, but there is a full health Ushabti summon that is buffing that up a little bit. So I imagine if they go away, all of a sudden things will look a little bit better for the Dark Elves. Coldland Dread Knights and Malekith. Ooh, big Soul Stealer going to hit 3 cavalry units, including the Necropolis Knights and Cetra. Pretty big stuff there for him. Slaanesha's Harvesters and the Coldland Dread Knights are thinking about opting in to help. Other Hargoth Executioners, Blackguard and Naggarot, everybody's just fighting. The Kepler Guard are still chilling, and 18 seconds left on that Ushabti. Do the Bony Boys got this? I don't know who's got this at this point. My heart, it says the Dark Elves, because I just don't believe in the Tomb King's ability to really bump and grind, but I've been wrong before. Yeah, because, like, the Blades of the Blood Queen got fucking worked on in the backfield, so I don't know what fully happened there. These Blackguard aren't having the best time against the Nekar Wars. That's going to be beautiful. Oh, that's a good Gaze of Malice. Oh, it's good. And we don't even have Malice. We have Malekith. He stole the other guy's gaze. Organic Executioners finishing off these Nekar Warriors, but the Kemper Guard should be able to kill them in short orders. Tomb King is running out of infantry. You can see that bounce. When those Ushabti disappeared, you see the bounce power just shift heavily in the favor of the Dark Elves, and I tend to agree. The Tomb Kings are just running out of men. They started with 1,769. Nice, and they're down to 400, while the Dark Elves are also at 400. If the Dark Elves brought all elite shit, and you're now 1-to-1 matched with them, population-wise, that feels pretty bad. That feels pretty bad. Necropolis Knights are all gone, if I am seeing this correctly. Infantry are starting to fade away. Dark Elves taking a significant lead on the balance of power. Skeleton Spearmen, Nekar Warriors fading away. Skeleton Horsemen fading away. It is down to just Cetra, and he is really not that much of a raid boss. He's the world's most expensive support lord, and I hate him. I hate Cetra. Cetra's poop. We do have a Skeleton Archer with a decent amount of ammunition, but they are just on the run for the rest of history. I wouldn't mind if the Slaanesha's Harvesters and Cold Knights ran them down, because it's pretty clear that the Blades of the Blood Queen are having a tough time actually catching up to these guys. Big Soul Stealer is going to hit Cetra and the Kemper Guard. The little bone lads trying to outrun Argonath Executioners. Hey, the Velociraptors came over. Nice. I don't know where Slaanesha's Harvesters are. They're just fucking off for a bit. They're running away. Cetra's real low. Army losses hits. And the elite Dark Elves will win it all. Necro Knights, decent value. Cetra, like, less than half of paying for himself. God, I hate Cetra. I hate him. Nekar Warriors did pretty well, actually. I thought they would get wrecked by the elite infantry harder, but they did okay. Kemper Guard did fine. Archers did well. Skeleton Horsemen did their best to body block, and Skeleton Spears got wrecked. Dark Elf side, Malekith 2's with 200. Very nice for him, especially because he's on his, Velociraptor. Argonath Executioners, mixed. Not great, honestly. Not great. Blackguard did much better. Blackguard Corsairs did fine. And Doomfire Warlocks and Cold Winter Knights did well. Good job. Good job then. GG. Wolfric carries. Wolfric's not real. Wolfric can't hurt you. I put the block hero back up. Yep. Nice. Strat game Skaven versus Blood Penguin's Norsca. Strat game's already readied up. Blood Penguin is getting his build together. And he and I actually just played this yesterday. Looks like he's making some slight modifications to his build, but not the modifications I would have expected. And I am scared, alarmed, and frightened for my friend Blood Penguin, because there's some rank shit in this build. Though I will say, some of it surprised me. With, like, I saw some stuff and I'm like, that's not gonna work. And then I won it, but I'm like, that stuff that I said wasn't gonna work did better than I imagined. So we'll see. He's making some good modifications though. He's making some good modifications. Oh, this build's gorgeous now. Look at this build. Look at how gorgeous it is. Dark Elves need a buff. They should get Black Arc abilities and Dark Conduit to help them out. Oh, easy. Easy peasy. Norsca loses if there's no Feral Mammoth. True. True. Oh, we're down to 17 viewers? That sucks. We suck at this. Total Warhammer 3 is a dead game, apparently. Goddamn. Alright, we're into the game. So... he keeps bringing that fucking ROR War Mammoth, and I don't know why. I don't know why he loves that mammoth so much, but he does, and I don't get it. I don't get it. When we played, I had my combo of my Warlord on a Broodhor and the Packmaster to Broodhor, and in the end they just ended up 2v1ing it, and I guess, like, they beat it. It took forever to die. I think Armulos has killed it. It didn't actually die, but, like, I don't know. I think that thing sucks. You shouldn't be allowed to move Dowdy troops after the deployment stage. True. True. I'm all out of a beverage. That makes me sad. Do I have an opponent yet? No? Okay. I told no one I was streaming and got like 0 views. That's fair, Mr. Casual. And this was an impromptu stream that I didn't even plan on doing. To be fair. So it looks like the Skaven have some sort of box going on. We'll see how that goes for them. I need to see the box constructed before I have real thoughts on it, because like I just kind of half-ass saw the units, but I'm nervous about it. For Norsca, we do have the Cold Voider Frostworm. Blood Penguin likes this one really a lot too, and I honestly also do in this matchup. I don't play it a ton for the Norsca side, but when I do, I really like the Cold Voider. Breath attacks are good, but also just dragon-type characters. Same with, like, in the Dark Elf matchup, one of the reasons I struggle so hard is Malekith. Sorry. Anyway. Yeah, so like Malekith on his dragon can land, fuck around, and then leave whenever he wants to, and the Skaven really don't have the mass to stop him. Like, you can surround him in Rat Ogres, but you can just push through that. The Cold Voider's kind of the same, so dragons are like risky versus Skaven, because if they have Howling, Warp Gale, and Rattling Guns or something, sure, you'll get punished, but I mean in this matchup where you're not expecting a dragon, they probably won't have the proper ranged assets to deal with it. So, it's a risk, but I like the Cold Voider, I think he's fine. Frontline of Marauders and Marauder Berserkers, that's pretty chill. Marauder Berserkers are especially cool in this matchup. Even when they get hit by globes, you have to take them down to like 1% HP before those fuckers will break. 2 Armored Skinwolves, a Beast of Tashnar, the Soul Crusher War Mammoth ROR. The only thing, it's just a mammoth that has good stats, and then it has 40% damage resistance every so often. Shaman Sorcerer Fire, which is Burning Head, and Throg the Troll King with Fight or Die, and nothing else. On the other side, for the Skaven, we have a pretty elite box. Clan Rats and Spears on the back line, but then for the front line, we have three Plague Monk Sensor Bearers, one of which is the ROR Blightscap's Plague Pack, then a bunch of Stormvermin with Halberds, including the Council Guard, 2 Warp Grinders, Throt the Unclean on foot with his Rat Ogre Summon, and Creature Killer, bonus versus large. And then we have a Warlock Engineer with just Cleansing Ruin and his Mortis Engine, and 3 Skaven Slave Slingers. Now, the reason I'm scared for this build is, 1, I'm always scared for these types of builds. 2, Burning Head exists, and it's going to do very well versus all this. The Mammoth actually can do pretty well versus grouped up infantry. Marauder Berserkers will do very well versus grouped up infantry. The Cold Voider has breath attacks, which will do very, very nicely. So, I am concerned. Now, the thing you can be happy about, I mean, is, like, Skaven boxes are, like, of super elite infantry are typically they succeed because people don't expect them, and you have to bring very different stuff for like elite infantry than you do for mass amounts of chaff. There's the first breath attack on a Blight Scab's Plague Pack, and it is going to do an absolute number on them. Over half their HP gone. Very nice stuff there. But anyway, so like, you know, getting through Storm Vermin, you'd probably want different units than like basic Marauders. But even then, Storm Vermin with Halberds, there's a reason that they aren't a particularly great unit. They have 46 melee defense, 25 melee attack, but even basic Marauders who cost less than half of what they do, less than about a third. Like, Marauders cost about a third of Storm Vermin, and their melee stats 34. Yeah, so melee stats are actually pretty comparable, melee attack to melee defense wise. Skinwolves and Berserkers charging straight into the Plague Monk Sensor Bearers, and the Frost Worm is going to land, try to provide a little bit of that terror. These guys do have ITP only as long as their Frenzy is active, so if they take enough damage or their leadership gets low enough, they will rout off. Clanrod Spear is getting beset by Armored Skinwolves and such. Quick little Warp Grinder plus a Creature Killer trying to stop the Soul Crusher, but it doesn't seem to be stopping for shit. And it does need to get out of here. It is surrounded by halberds on all sides, and Throt is even giving more bonus versus large, but he should be able to just walk out, and that Rat Ogre summon is already popped. It will fade away eventually. Other Soul Grinder pop is out. Warp Quake and the net trying to stop everybody. But Warlock Engineer is beset by Throg. If Throg can rout him off, that would be pretty huge. And another Breath Attack straight down the line on some of these Storm Vermin. Gonna be big damage. Not as big as I thought. Still pretty big, but I think Throg intercepted some of it, unfortunately. Dogs and Berserkers on the backfield are routing off several things. You see Norsca is ahead on the balance power by a little bit. Another big Burning Head going down the line. I would have preferred to see it like right here, down these Skaven slaves and route them off just to get rid of the Slingers. But the Soul Crusher is back. Looks like he's eyeing a juicy charge. These Rat Ogres are a summon, so they'll be going away very soon. And here is the scary part for the Skaven. The Warlock Engineer is routing. I don't know if he even got a single Cleansing Ruin off, but he is routing. All their Slingers are routing. Blightscap's Plague Pack close to routing. Everybody is trying to get out of here. Now, the Warlock Engineer is still Mortis Engineering down stuff as he's routing, but he's only currently hitting 2 Marauders. It's not the biggest deal. If you can actually get him out of here, that would be huge. Warp Grinder's also routing, so the Skaven are in mass exodus. The only problem I can see is that Norsca doesn't have a ton of cheap mobile assets to chase them off, so anything you assign to chasing off these units is a pretty big investment. We'll see what they actually manage to do. The Frostworm and Skinwolves, everybody's just piling in. You can see it's a big mix of bodies, and that generally favors Norsca because they just want to be in the melee. They don't want to be getting shot or anything like that. Blightscap's Plague Pack almost routing. Warp Grinders are here. Throt is here. Another Burning Head onto the Plague Monk Sensor Bearers. Okay, that is a pretty good target. At first I was like, you're really not going to like go boosh down this line here, but just really trying to do big damage onto those guys. Now it looks like the Fire Shaman is going to chase the Warlock Engineer. Skaven are rallying. And that could be a problem for Norsca, because they just can't chase anything down. Throg's still running around. He's fine. Everything in here is still a spear, so they're chilling. And the Cold Voider has one more breath attack left. I wonder where he gets up and uses it. Probably on the Council Guard. But yeah, these Skinwolves are rallying. For a second there, I was worried they were going to get run off the map by those Clan Rats, but their bounce power difference was too high. I guess they got back. They're fine. Cleansing Ruin could be a big aspect in this game, so that Fire Shaman really needs to make sure the little guy don't come back. Cold Voider is up in the air. He is aiming a breath attack at these Storm Vermin, not the Council Guard. Seems fine. Norsca has a mass route coming in. Throg's holding on to leadership. Soul Crusher's also trying to hang in there, though he is getting very, very low. Throg takes a massive hit from Soul Crusher, though. Yeah. He is ITP, it looks like. It looks like he's just constant ITP. No, he's ITP because he's next to Blight Scabs. Okay, I was going to say, because I remember Throg not being ITP, Throt being not ITP, and it bothered me. Because he's like literally the creature guy. Warlock Engineer rallies, but he's getting chased by a Shaman Sorcerer of Fire. We'll see how long he can last. The Soul Crusher is routing. Throg's routing? Okay, Throg's routing at like full HP. I guess he does have the Contaminated from the Sensor Bearers, minus 10 to his leadership. Cold Voider's trying to get away. Throg will be fine. He can outrun these Skaven. He'll be just fine. Cold Voider might want to go snipe that Warlock Engineer. Might. Oh, no, he's just laying on the Plague Monk Sensor Bearers. They really can't let this Warlock Engineer come back, because that would be devastating to them. If he's able to like, get off a big Overcasted Cleansing Ruin on some of these single entities that can't heal, they really need to take him down. Skinwolf's trying to chase some stuff. Slinger's coming back. Skinwolf's coming back. Marauder's coming back. But someone needs to go deal with that Warlock Engineer. It's a close game. They are really tunneling on killing Throg, and that's not going to work. Yeah, there's the big Flensing Ruin. Unfortunate. The Overcast damage almost kills the Warlock Engineer, then a dive in from the Cold Voider. It does miss its attack, but it will rout him yet again. Throg's taking a lot of damage from the Flensing Ruin. As soon as he's able to move, which he is now, he should just leave this fight. He needs to go regen somewhere else. But, ooh, a big Burning Head punish is going to really nuke down the Skaven that are blobbing around Throg. Takes out some Clan Rats. Hits two... No, just one. Just one Plague Monk Sensor Bearer. Throg's taking a lot of damage. He needs to back the fuck off. Cold Voider's diving around. It's also jumping into the Flensing Ruin. A bit of a mistake there. And the Cold Voider is... Not the Cold Voider. The Soul Crusher's back. He should charge over on these Plague Monk Sensor Bearers, but it looks like both players focuses on the blob. Skaven are all routing. I think they actually have a decent amount of assets left in this fight. I think they could maybe win it, but army losses is a cruel mistress, so we'll see how that goes as the Council Guard are getting worked on by these Marauder Berserkers. Holy shit. Cold Voider trying to finish off Throg. Warpquake doing a little bit of damage to the Cold Voider, but Throg is now just going to avoid Throt for a bit. Throg is avoiding Throt because he just wants to regen for a while. Throt has plenty of healing left to give, but it's more important that Throg doesn't break than it is that Throt doesn't break. Cold Voider gets Seismic Snared. It is stuck in place. It is routing. The Soul Crusher is back. The Warlock Engineer is back. That's pretty huge. Another big Burning Head down the line. Really trying to get rid of Blightscab's Plague Pack and these other guys, but it's not working out. Cold Voider is routing, and it's now no longer netted, so it's going to do dragon things and just walk straight through all his infantry, which is not necessarily problematic. I think if a dragon got stuck in infantry, that'd be a bigger problem. We have some Skin Wolves coming back. They are trying to regen up. The Council Guard did survive their little adventure with Marauder Berserkers. Skaven are reforming into a quick little box. I wonder if there are even any Burning Heads left. There have been a lot of them. Maybe they haven't been overcast. Who knows? Soul Crusher is going in. We have no more breath attacks in the Cold Voider, I don't believe. Yep, none. And Throg is also coming in. Soul Crusher is in. Soul Crusher is Seismic Snared. And the Cold Voider wants to rout the Warlock Engineer before he can cast Flensing Ruin again. But he doesn't quite manage to do it. We have another... Oh, God, yeah, that's going to be brutal. Okay. So Warpquake and Seismic Snare shutting these guys down. Another Overcast shatters the Warlock Engineer. And, oh, the Flensing Ruin wasn't on a target, so it's just on the ground, meaning the Soul Crusher and the Cold Voider can just walk out of it. That is huge for Norsca in this game. Throg does get stuck in fighting some Storm Vermin Halberds. It's probably not the best choice for him. The Shaman Sorcerer is in too. If he's running into melee, there's maybe one Burning Head left, but otherwise he'd avoid it. You guys need to not walk straight into that Flensing Ruin, please. And another Seismic Snare hits. I feel like those things are on the shortest fucking cooldown. Maybe they are. Yeah, the War Mammoth walked into the Flensing Ruin, then got netted in it, so that's a little unfortunate there. Throg's just trying to route some stuff. The Soul Crusher is also routing. Skin Wolves, Berserkers, Shaman Sorcerer Fire. Everybody's in now. It is just a big blob fight. Fight or die has popped. Soul Crusher should be able to come back one more time. Its leadership's -6, but it's such an elite unit, you have to think it would come back. Blightscab's Plague Pack are routing, and as soon as they get out of range, all of these Skaven will lose their ITP, which will be huge. So as soon as they run far enough away, you're going to see a big terror rout coming in. For sure, I guarantee it. There's the last model. As soon as it gets out of range, watch. There it is. There it is. Human Boy, you maybe know what you're talking about once in a while. As three units all terror out as soon as the Blightscab's Plague Pack get out of there. Throg, the Frostworm, everybody's still fighting, still holding it down. Soul Crusher has not rallied yet, but he is at -1 HP. Blightscab's Plague Pack is back. Can they get there in time? Cold Voider is also routing off. Shaman Sorcerer of Fire cannot move. And the last 4 Council Guard are trying to fight with Throg. Everything else for the Skaven is routing except for the Unbreakable Council Guard. If they break, the game is 100% over before these guys in the distance can rally. But it looks like Throg is not interested. All right. Army losses even hits. As it is just Throg and them left. Throt versus Throg, who wins? Probably Throg. Is anything but a Skaven channel. I beat Strat with Skin Wolf and Jabs build. Furries will get smoked. Wake up, Ratboy 6 stream. Plague Pen is playing. Seems right. What up, Amenephis? You're one of the DJs who pressured me into playing. Humbo was supposed to be away for the weekend. I got COVID. So, I'm here now. All right, we're moving to the other semifinal, which is me and Phoenix King, kinda. Kinda is the keyword. So if you look at the bracket, you can see Raced and I are 2-1, but I advanced. Raced had to go, but this should be Raced. Raced should be here, but he had to leave, so he asked if I wanted to move forward, and I said sure. Okay. Picks and bans. I'm top? Okay. Global. Band. Your mother. I just pulled up the chat so you could see what the pick and ban is without me describing it. I'm not global banning anything. I don't give a shit. He can pick what he wants. But my soul is alive. And it will go global ban VC. Fair enough. Pick one, ban two. Pick Skaven. Ban Demons of Chaos, Warriors of Chaos, because when I play Skaven, I just pretty much ban Bellicor. Because he's on both those rosters and he can fucking solo carry versus Skaven. We do all the picks and bans for this tournament at the start of the best of 3, so we're just going straight into the next picks and bans. Hives versus Skaven is round 1. He's busy flipping his flag. Well, we'll see if he does all the pick and bans at the start like he should. What's the map? Valley of Thieves? Oh, it is the Valley of Thieves. Okay. Cool. I swear I just had something to deal with High Elves. And then I forgot. Pick Nurgle, ban none. I blind pick Ogre Kingdoms Lizardmen. We have a Nurgle mirror round 2. Because Phoenix King's sick too, so he jokingly mentioned it. He's like, we should have a Nurgle mirror for the thematics of it, and then he picked Nurgle ban none, and I couldn't let that challenge lie. And blind pick Ogre Kingdom's Lizardman, waiting for his 3 blind picks. The hell? Rat boy susceptible to peer pressure confirmed. Yeah. Embrace the virulent gift of the grandfather. Thanks, Spirit of the Gork. And Strix, happy birthday, human boy. It was my birthday. Thank you. Thank you. Dark elves, wood elves, Kislev. Lizardmen, greenskins. Gosh. Okay. So what am I doing over here? How many lizardmen are there? Oh shit, I did lizardmen twice. There we go. Dark elves, wood elves, Kislev, and he's got to pick a fourth one. Okay, I blind pick greenskins. You'll never know. Yeah. Wow. Alright. So I'm playing greenskins versus something. Game 3. We're not even going to put up a blocker. We're not even going to put up a blocker. It's not his birthday. That was last week. It was last week, and I just reused the settings. Okay. So we want to beat high elves, and our old builds aren't working, which means we need new builds. And Raced should be here, not me. Hold on, I gotta update the frickin' scorecard. What the hell? Race is not here, so we gotta do him proud. The Phoenix Key. Oh no, Key. Okay. So if he's stream sniping, he's stream sniping. That's just the life we lead. Let's do Cleansing Ruin, Brass Orb, Arcane Conduit, Wand of Jet. And I'll put him on a Doom Flare so that he doesn't just get Spirit Leech to death and 2 Spirit Leeches. So that's my Lord choice. Hooray. Now for the birds. The birds. We have been having issues with Gorich being dead all the time. So let's go with an Assassin and a Packmaster and a Brood Horror. Gotta love it. Alright, dealing with the rest of the High Elf army. 4 Rat Ogres should be perfect. Should be lovely. 2 Wolf Rats to chase off some stuff. Should be perfect. Should be lovely. Oh, you'll love to see it. 2 Action Triads? I don't know. Some people are saying they're good. I guess I'll try anything once. Ranged Pressure in case of Shadow Warrior shenanigans. I don't really know. I don't really know. Why am I getting so many boop-boops? What? Your next matchup awaits you. Shut up! I know my next matchup awaits me. I'm looking at him. Giselles are good. They're good against bolt throwers. They're good against Cav. They're good against that stuff. That's fine. I think just like getting rid of Gorich saves me some money. Triads could be good here. How many slaves can I get? Enough. I mean, I can get enough. This build has 0 globes though. Which, aren't the globes just gonna get Fate Immuned? Yeah. Yeah, so that was part of this, is that your globes are just going to get Fate Immuned no matter what you do. Giselles too. So taking elite weapons teams might not be the way. Like, you could just take a shitload of globes, and they can't Fate Immuned all of them. That could be one way of thinking about it. We could. We could. I mean, I need globes to clear out, like, their basic infantry. So it's a little unfortunate. But then what about Shadow Warriors? See, that's the problem with globes, is if you go Shadow Warriors, then I'm just a sitting duck. So I would need Giselles, which means I would have to cut down some of this stuff. So we're just going to rush him. Because then if he is Shadow Warrior Kite, well, we're running at him anyway, so who cares? Yeah, we can see how that goes. That might be something. I don't know. It's experimental. Do I even want Cleansing Ruin? Yeah. Because birds are a bitch. Go Goblin Great Shaman instead. Goblin Great Shamans are poop. Alright, game 3 is going to be Kislev versus Greenskins. I honestly hope we get to game 3 because that sounds lit. Greenskins versus Kislev sounds super dope. Alright, let's go. Avalanches need 2 Fate of Yunas? I mean, yeah, but they're still going to struggle. Because I've faced too many builds where the High Elves just literally don't take any infantry. They take just, like, Cav, Shadow Warriors, and Birds. And then the Avalanche Mortars can't do anything because the Shadow Warriors are stalked, and then they'll walk up, shoot, and walk away. And by the time your Avalanche Mortars turn and fire, it's too late. So, I don't know. I've had some bad experiences with the Avalanche Mortars. They're still, like, a fine unit, but I'm just trying some stuff out versus High Elves because I've been losing it recently to, like, I don't know. I feel bad calling them cheese builds because they're serious, but it's just they are so far off the beaten path that you couldn't expect them, which is why the traditional Skaven builds don't work, is because these high elf builds are specifically designed around what you're normally bringing. So I'm just trying some new stuff. And as I usually do with when I want to learn some stuff, I kind of throw a bunch of shit at the wall and see what sticks. Like, in this build, for example, right, the new stuff is the Packmaster instead of Gorich, Packmaster and Assassin instead of Gorich to protect me from, like, Phoenixes or just birds diving in constantly, plus some Eshin Triads. Bowmore, another really good Skaven player, has been recommending them to me super highly. So those can maybe deal with Phoenixes. I brought some Plague Monks to try and push to the front line without globes. Maybe that works, maybe that doesn't. Brought more dogs than I usually do to maybe run down Shadow Warriors, maybe run down Archers. Maybe that works, maybe it doesn't. You know, but after you play the game, you can be like, okay, the Triads were cool, the Plague Monks didn't work, dogs were good, Packmaster didn't work, Assassin was good. Like, you know, you can kind of figure out what does and doesn't work from all that.
Make things dead!
Make things dead! So, we'll see. Why use so few Eshin units? Eshin units are trash. Death Runners are okay in certain circumstances, then even then they're not fantastic, to be honest. I only took the Triads because Bowmore's been absolutely adamant I need to be bringing them. What's the map? Valley of Thieves. Alright, let's go. A shit ton of archers and skirmish calves, so the avalanche mortars would have been very good here, but sometimes that's life. I'm gonna largely ignore the Alien Reavers for now. What is that, a Deathcaster? Fate of Bina? Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay, since there's no healing, we're gonna just tax her a little bit. Early. Okay. Alright, so those Skaven slaves are just holding a bunch of people at bay. Rat Ogre's gonna go in here. We're gonna send dogs in here. Dogs and Rat Ogres into the back line. I'll send one Rat Ogre over here to help me with Illyrian Reavers. Oh, okay, those are just Illyrian Reavers. Okay. Time to see the worth of the Triads. Alright, we're having a tough time getting through these Rangers. Don't love that. Just push through them, lads. Just push through them. But we do have to compromise as many of these archers as possible. Okay. Dogs are pushing through. Rat Ogres are pushing through. This Triad plus a Packmaster plus the Rat Ogres are trying to do good work over there. Dogs dealing with that. Dogs are still holding over there. I'm honestly shocked they're still holding, but alright. We take those. More Illyrian Reavers trying to fight Rat Ogres. This assassin is going to leave. He doesn't like this. Bunch of Illyrian Reavers, bunch of Illyrian Reavers. Just so many Illyrian Reavers, man. Okay. Wolf Rats and a Rat Ogre chase that. You wolf, Rat Ogre, Rat Wolves go over here. The Phoenix escaped from the Eshin Triads like we all knew it would. God damn it, Bowmore.
Quick, quick. Skaven! Murder, kill, kill! Stab, babe! Murder, kill, kill!
Okay, so there's these Lothern Seaguard. And archers that I need to deal with. Y'all come with me. Okay. Actually, just gonna brass orb that. We gotta get these guys to rout.
Yes, yes!
Okay.
Yes, yes!
Plague Monks and Skaven Slaves somewhere are back. You guys are fighting that. Okay.
Charge, stop! Back on the ground!
Okay, routed those archers. Let's go get this.
Death, warlock!
I mean, can't really do too much about that. Yeah, so the reason I am so salty about Eshin Triads, and I thought I would try them because he's been talking to me a lot about them, but like, Eshin Triads, they just suck. If they take a cavalry charge from even light cav, they take a ton of damage. Even like, yeah, they're stocked, but they're going to become unstocked, and then your opponent's either going to walk around you, and you have to go attack them, so you're not braced anymore, or they aren't going to know you're there, so they're not going to charge you, so your brace isn't going to matter. So like, the fact that they get charge defense against large foes just really doesn't matter, unfortunately, with their play pattern. So that sucks. And then if you ever catch what you want to catch, like, aha, I caught the Phoenixes or whatever, they can't just walk out. Like, Eshin Triads can't hold them in place, and Rat Ogres even can't hold them in place, which is a pretty... one of the big reasons that I fear birds so much in this matchup, right? So, I don't know. I'm just, I tried the Triads. I gave them their due, but I think Triads suck dick. I think they're terrible. I introduce to you my Spirit Leech. Anyway. We still might win this game. I was just talking in general about how I felt about the Triads, because they just didn't feel that good. Like, we surrounded a Phoenix at one point with them, and then the Phoenix left, and my Triads were almost dead. It's like, ah. I see. Okay, those archers have shattered. Get away from them, then pop your concealment bombs. You guys come back here and save the assassin. Concealment.
Warlock Master!
Warlock Master! See if we can get 2 archers over there, but taking a lot of damage from those archers. There we go. Terrorata, we can go over here. I'll have these guys join me. Okay, so Spirit Leech Caster's just keeping your distance from me. Which tracks? Terror out. Terror out? No terror out? Okay, well some of the archers are terror out. Terror out.
Bang, bang! Assassin!
Bang, bang!
Doing it!
Route. So we're just routing everybody as fast as possible.
Ready!
Route.
Kill! All will obey!
Okay. Oh, really? Alright.
Yes! Yes!
Okay. You go over here and disrupt them, since you're not critical in this. Let's see if he gets the rebirth. If he gets the rebirth, I'm fucked. Ashen Triad's terror out. Okay. She's gonna die, and with that, the High Elves are gonna get a massive leadership debuff, so let's see if I can hold on till then. Nope. Everybody's routing.
Craven tails! Fleet Anaka!
Hurry up and die! There, Jesus! But I still think it's over. Their leadership spike wasn't enough. Oh, their leadership debuff didn't matter at all. Like, even those units with 0 leadership just chilling. GG. Triads must be with ogres, but that's like a really expensive pairing. That's 1,400 gold on a pairing that sucks ass. Like, I don't know. I just think Triads are trash. And that could just be me. But, yeah. Bowmore, I tried them. They suck ass. Plague Monks also did not work out. Packmaster and Assassin did seem better than Gorich. Warlock Master still seemed fine. Yeah. Triads is a damage dealer unit, but they don't deal enough damage, is my point. Like, they just kind of suck. Because they can't hold anything in place to deal damage to it. So if your opponent is paying attention and has a mouse, Triads are going to get like less than 100 damage value. Because you can just walk out of them. Or you can charge them with Hilarion Reavers. I don't know. They are, in my opinion, terrible. If you like them, continue to use them. Yeah. Plague Mice didn't do anything. Triads didn't do anything, so I could cut that. The rest of this is fine. Maybe still take the Avalanche Mortars. Maybe. And then you could take 2 globes, though they are just going to fade a unit of the globes. So I do kind of like just not taking any globes. You could take better infantry in general. Some Clan Rats to harass down the archers. I don't know. Alright, Nurgle Mirror. Nurgle Mirror. Nurgus Fergus Mirror. High Elves are just too good. There are ways to beat them. Law of Death. Law of Death. Okay. There's not gonna be that much healing for my Exalted Heroes of Dargol, so let's just not do that. Oh, I already have the Festering Stooges. I was like, why can't I get a Festering Stooge? I want a Stooge that festers. What the fuck? 150? I could get the Paragon of Decay, I guess. I could get the Filth Mace. Recharges only if engaged in melee. That seems bad. If we give it Arcane Conduit, we have 300 gold. What can we do with that? Almost get a Nurgling, but I can cut a Nurgling and get something for 650 gold. Oh, okay. That also sucks. I'll get a Fury. Fuck it. I'll get a Fury. Septic Claw! Triads could have pushed the archers. I think I tried to, but a lot of things got blobbed up. But I'm thinking more in general than just that game. Like, what is Triad's function on the battlefield? The function on the battlefield is to discourage the birds and cav. Okay, what are the fundamental problems with this unit at discouraging the birds and cav? Birds can walk out of them. Birds can walk out of rat ogres, so your only buddy in trying to pin down the birds also is useless at pinning down the birds. Okay, so they only do damage against the birds if the birds are AFK. Like, if your opponent makes a mistake, this unit can punish it, which I'm not usually a fan of a strategy that relies on my opponent to make a mistake. Okay, what about the cav argument? Triads are ironically weak to cav. No cap. If they get charged by cav, they will get absolutely destroyed because of their low armor and their low mass. They take a ton of damage on the charge. Now, obviously, again, you're like, Human Boy, they have charge defense versus large, or charge reflect even. Yeah, if they're standing still and facing the correct way, and the unit charges them, they will do that. But again, that relies on your opponent making a mistake. So it's just, I just think it's a bad unit. Like, ugh. And then it has armor sundering in this matchup, which is neat, but high elves don't have the highest armor, so it's not a big deal. Like, it's more of a big deal against, like, chaos and dwarves and probably chaos dwarves and shit like that, Khorne. But it's not a huge deal against high elves. They don't have great armor. Like Lother and Seaguard, I think they have 40. Spearmen have 40, something like that. I don't know. Warp Lightning versus Birds. Unfortunately, the Warp Lightning cannons missed too much in Game 3. All artillery struggling. I took Ikit Zap Zap versus Butcherbird, who's GS in chat. Hey, Bird, how did my Warp Lightning cannon do versus you when you were Norsca? When it was shooting at Throg and you're Shaven. In practicing, Triads are worse Death Runners. Yeah, I would agree. I don't know. I just think Triads, as I pointed out, Triads' stated function and the function their stats lead you to believe that they would execute, they have fundamental weaknesses in both those areas. Where it's like, you have anti-large armor piercing versus cav, great, but if you get charged by cav, you're going to go down to 1/3 HP and you're going to rout. So you're not going to be able to use it. $400 value, but you have 15 volleys left. Yeah, but like, in what games does artillery run out of ammunition? But you have to play them with ogres. You do, but then you're running around with a 1,500 gold combination. Or it's 1,400 gold, whatever. That's a 1,400 gold combination you have to run around together. They're at different speeds, so in the middle of a battle it can be hard to keep them together. And then again, I'll say, what's the point? Right? Because if you're trying to deter birds, the birds are going to land, and you're going to get out of your rat ogres anyway. Like, birds cannot be pinned down by rat ogres. Birds can't be pinned down by anything. It's something I've actually mentioned quite a bit, is bird models are fundamentally broken. Like, try pinning a phoenix or an archmage on an eagle or anybody of Tzeentch origin anywhere, and you'll notice that they can walk their way out of almost any situation, and it's because their wings act weird with a model, where it's a physical object, so other models can't be where the wing is. But then the bird doesn't have that high of mass, and its actual model size is very small. But then it can push out of things because, like, one rat ogre, not a whole unit, like one physical rat ogre is not enough to keep a bird in place, which would be silly. Like, why would it? But a rat ogre unit has like 12 rat ogres in it. Well, with those wings and the way the bird models work, it pushes all the other rat ogres away, so it is just pushing on one rat ogre, so it can just walk them out. Warp Gale works. Kind of. I've tried Warp Gale. The problem is I can't kill the enemy lord in any way up in the sky without Flensing Ruin, and you can't punish blobs without Flensing Ruin. And even then, Warp Gale, like, you lock something on the ground, it maybe takes a bit of damage, but it'll usually just get out of there. I don't know. I think for the Eshin Triads to work in that specific scenario, you need your opponent to bring Phoenixes. You need your opponent to dive straight into Rat Ogres and Eshin Triads. You need to have Howling Warp Gale. You need to keep your Triads and Rat Ogres together. You need your opponent to not have any blob punishing tools of their own. And then after the Warp Gale goes off, you need your opponent to not walk out. And you need the Phoenix to not get a rebirth. Which, that's a lot of ands to kill maybe one Phoenix. Which I don't think is a super... I don't think that's a great strategy to plan for, is what I'm trying to say. Can it work? Yeah. Should you plan on that working? No. So I think my gold would be better spent elsewhere than Triads. But if you disagree, continue to take Triads. That's fine. I'm just giving you my reasons for not liking them. As always, with all my opinions on Warhammer, I will couch it in. Everybody plays a little differently, and I'm just explaining how I play and how I view the game. But I don't think that... I don't know. Like, Blood Penguin plays the game fundamentally differently than Strat Game. The Strat Game plays different than, like, well, most people, but plays different than me. Alfredino plays different than me. Felcon plays different from Alfredino. Like, everybody has a little bit of spice. So if something's working for you, or if you like something and it gets you wins, fucking do that. Like, 100% do that, but I'm just giving my reasons for not liking it. Alright, Nurgle Mirror. I went for 0 blob. There's no blob to be found here, just ranged. I have Plague Bearers with grenades. I have Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes. We have Plague Drones with Death's Heads. Even though they suck, if my opponent has, like, no ranged or something, they could just sit and snipe some stuff, I hope. What up, Tom Bombadil? Then I have Spirit Leech and Doom and Darkness for my Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle. The Doom and Darkness is if a demonic unit gets low enough, I can start it getting that demonic instability crumbling. Other people have standards. That's pretty funny. I'm going to turn Fire at Will off on those big birds. I'm going to turn Fire at Will off on these guys too. I'm going to turn Fire at Will off on everybody. God bless you. Don't be ill, Hummus. I am ill. I was born ill. Why not take both? Gale is cheap. Wins a magic usage mostly. Alright, it's 4 Skirmish Cav versus 4 Skirmish Cav, then some Chaos Knights, Dogs, Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle. Okay. The part about this I don't like is Phoenix King is a better Skirmish Cav player than me because I'm a trash Skirmish Cav player, so not a big fan of that. Oh, there are Furies over there. Hi, Furies. Oh, I'm so bad at Skirmish Cav. Oh, God, I'm so bad at Skirmish Cav. Yeah, this is going about as poorly as everybody thought it would.
The North abides! We flee!
Alright, all of our stuff's already routing. Flag drones are fucking losing to Furies. Alright, he's rancid visitationing me. That seems fine. I'm so bad at Skirmish Cav when I'm healthy, and I'm thick, which is just not helping. I swore I've told those Exalted Plague Bearers to turn around and do important things for quite a while, and they just refuse. Okay. Okay, so my plague drones should be shooting, but God knows they're not going to. Hey, you're shooting at something I didn't tell you to shoot at. That's really cute and fun, but also shoot it! Oh my God! So I just saw the cutest thing. It was a plague drone knight thing, just not even attacking the right target at all, and it was super great and super cute. And shoot the fucking thing! I told you to shoot it! You dumb pieces of shit! Why are you such garbage? Why? I'll just spirit leech him because you fuckers are completely worthless. Shoot him! Shoot him! Shoot him! Fire your goddamn weapons, you useless pieces of shit! I'll deal with it then! I'll do it alone without you, I guess! You fucking inbred pieces of shit! I hate you! I hate you so much! Even when you're shooting, you do 0 damage! What is the point? What is the point of you? You are worthless garbage! How are you so fucking bad at this, man? Okay, we want the Lord is dead penalty. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk way the fuck up and shoot him, and walk way the fuck up, and you have 1 volley left. 1 shot, 1 opportunity to get everything you ever wanted in this whatever Eminem lyrics. And you missed every single shot on your last volley. I watched his health bar, you worthless pieces of shit. It was going up, not down. You missed every shot. Every single shot. Why? What? No, fuck it. Land. Land and go into melee. I don't give a shit about you anymore. Fuck this shit. You go in the corner. No one gives it. Actually, wait. Are we gonna win? No. Okay, we're not gonna win. All right. Go, go, go. Fight them in melee on the ground. Land on the ground. Go fight them. I don't give a shit about anything. Fuck you. Get over there. I don't give a fuck. I'm leaving. I'm leaving this place. This game sucks. I hate it. It's dumb. Everything's dumb and stupid. Human boy, you shouldn't do that. You still have a chance. No, I do not. The Barons of the Bog, the Chaos Knights of Nurgle, those guys alone can 1v9 my entire army. The Plague Drones are just gonna die because they're dumb pieces of shit, and I hate them. I am leaving. I'm leaving. I'm going to my little corner, and I don't give a shit anymore. I just don't. I just don't. Why are you so bad? Why are you so bad? Why wouldn't you shoot the thing I fucking told you to shoot? Why wouldn't you? Huh? What's wrong with you? What the fuck's wrong with you? Why would you do that to me? Dumb bastards. When they die, I will FF. Fecundity. Yay! I don't know, like, flies being flies, yeah, their hitboxes are broken as fuck and whatever, but, like, they should at least shoot. Why wouldn't they shoot? What's wrong with shooting? Huh? Why wouldn't they shoot? They had the perfect angle, and they just don't fire. They just don't fire. Okay. Are those Mochaeus Knights? Yeah, he has 2 units of Chaos Knights. Oh, we're extra fucked. Alright, GG. What's better, Plague Drone's missile attacks or Eltharian's Mistwalker's Barrage? Eltharian's Mistwalker's Barrage. If Eltharian's Mistwalker's Barrage healed the enemy, it would still be better than these guys' fucking range attack. That I can hand them the world and they're still like, you know what? No. Though it wasn't entirely their fault. I played like dog shit with my throwing axes because I usually do. I'm so bad at skirmish cav, you have no idea. I mean, you actually should have an idea if you watched that game. It was real bad. But yeah, the Death's Heads, tragic. Tragically awful units. Human boy, this one did okay. It kind of almost paid for itself, kind of. Almost. Oh, it didn't pay for itself. And it was shooting at a netted lord. And then it was shooting at a lord that was running in a straight line. And then it got a dive attack onto some armor knights. And you gave it a fecundity or 2. Oh, I'm starting to realize that maybe this unit was given all of the support and love in the world and it still sucked. Oh. Oh, Plague Drones of Nurgle, you're so fucking trash. Oh, you're so trash. I think that was the one. Oh, yeah, you're right. It killed 2 Furies, too. Yeah, you're right. All right, well, they do pick in bands. Well, they do pick in bands. Soon. Phoenix King said that too. Have you ever tried shooting somebody while sitting on a giant fly? No, but that doesn't make the unit good. Alright. I just want to see the spot where I had that fucking guy dead to rights. And these assholes took forever. Look how long it takes this Plague Drone to kill a basic Fury, by the way. Look how much damage is taken from that basic Fury, by the way. Anyway, this. So this guy charges in. And they, with Fire at Will off, they're firing into those horsemen, even though I told them specifically not to. So these guys aren't shooting. They aren't saying that... See, this is the fucked up part. They aren't saying they're obstructed. They aren't taking any action to move where they are. So if you're like, Human Boy, they're too close. Okay, shouldn't the unit tell me that in some way? No, it just says, we're fine, boss. We're just fine not shooting. And then they fire a whole volley at the Marauder Horsemen that they don't have attack orders onto. Why are you wasting ammo on Marauder Horsemen when I specifically told you to shoot the fucking guy that is in the middle of my army? Okay, you guys, I got you a flank position. Are you gonna fire? Well, there's one missile. There's some streaming in, doing a little bit. Saw some missiles come from up there. Actually, a lot of these that I'm watching are throwing axes from the enemy. So they just won't shoot. They just won't shoot, it's fine. You guys still have attack orders onto him. You still won't shoot, that's also fine. That's also fine. I'm noticing none of you shooting at this fucking guy. That's also pretty cool. Are you obstructed? Are you having issues? Now it doesn't even say you're attempting to fire. Now it says you're under fire and you're debuffed, but it doesn't say you're trying to fire at all. Huh, that's interesting. That's strange. You fucking degenerates. You fucking scum. Okay, we're gonna Spirit Leech him. A little bit of yada yada. Okay, what are your values at this point? 510 and 800. Okay, so they have 1,300 combined. And this entire time of chasing the Lord, and I keep getting him in range and then shooting at him, we were at 1,300 combined. Oh, wow. 1,600, okay. 1,600. You guys got 300 value chasing that Lord off the map instead of ever killing him. Wow, you guys are great. Fuck you, Plague Drones, you pieces of shit. I hate you. Alright. That rant bought us some time while these guys did pick and bans. I wouldn't be that aggressive towards them if they weren't 1,500 gold, which, like, for perspective, you could have those dumbass bitches, or you could have the Festering Stooges. You could have those dumbass bitches, or you could have Chosen and 100 more gold. You could have those dumbass bitches, or you could have the Demon Spew and a Marauder with great weapons minus 25 gold. You could have those dumbass bitches, or you could have a Forsaken Nurgle and a Plague Bearer. Like, it's all about comparative cost when you're talking about how much something costs. How much does Festus cost with the usual kit? You could have those dumbasses, or you could have Festus. You could have those guys, or you could have Festus. They are absolute trash. They're so bad. It's so bad. They cost more than the Council Guard. They cost more than it could Zap Zap and a Clan Rat. Well, they cost as much as it could Zap Zap and a Clan Rat. They're fucking garbage. They're garbage. I wonder if Plague Drones have some weird hitbox issue where they can't fire because the drone itself is screened line of sight. Maybe. Plague Drones deal very good damage. Were you and I watching a different replay? Because it feels like they do no damage. It feels like they do negative damage. I feel like we were watching a different replay. Ha! He called the lobby, Plague Drones are great. That's pretty funny. I just saw it. Plague Drones are great. Now it's gone. Weird. So their lobby went away. I'm looking for it now. When they shoot? I mean, do they? Alright. We're just waiting on the lobby to reappear. He sent me a code, so it means it must exist now. Okay. The Plague Drones are great. Lobby is gone, so I guess Blood Penguin maybe hosted one. Nope, it's here now. It just wasn't on the list for some reason. God damn it, CA. God damn it, CA. Thinking of a battle I had in Nurgle Bretonia where Plague Drones killed the Fae in like 4 to 5 volleys. Man, I would give my left testicle if I could get 4 to 5 volleys of those fucking Plague Drones to actually fire. Alright, we are in finals. It is a best of 5. And then we'll end the stream that I didn't even plan on doing. When did Race join the Human Boy clan? Race beat me in round 1, but he had to leave, so I was playing in his stead. It was like a minute and a half of fire because they have trouble shooting. Yeah. This is a complete side thing. I don't understand skirmish units, man. I just don't. And this is a feeling. Sometimes I have to describe a feeling because people are like, Human Boy, the game's not rigged against you. It works the same for everybody. I know it does. When I say feel is very important. It feels like I'll watch like Zyphos or people that actually play skirmish and their Shadow Walkers or Warriors or whatever skirmish unit they're using, let's say Shadow Warriors. The Shadow Warriors are being attacked by a dragon. There's the Raven's Herald above them shooting at them in their arc of fire. And there's Dark Riders running them down. And yet, while running away, they will turn, fire their bows, and all still hit the Dark Shard that they're aiming at that's off in the distance. I'm like, oh man, that's so sick when skirmish units can do that. Like, while they're running from stuff, they can still target priority onto the things that they need. And then I'll see other skirmish units running away, and they have Fire at Will on, and they're throwing, like, you know, Gutter Runners are throwing Ninja Stars back at the Illyrian Reavers that are running them down. And I'm like, oh man, skirmish units are so fucking cool. And then I'll take skirmish units. Not the Marauder Horsemen and Nurgle, that one just was me playing like dog shit, but like Gutter Runners especially. They're running from Cav, and they just never throw. Like, they just do not throw at all. They have Fire at Will on, they won't throw a single thing. They'll just run and get run down by cavalry and get eaten alive, and they never threw a single volley. And I'm like, why don't you guys throw? Or I tell my skirmish units, my Way Watchers are in range of the Dwarven box, and there's Iron Drakes in the middle, and I'm like, hey, shoot those Iron Drakes who are standing still. And the Way Watcher's like, you got it, boss. Dwarf warriors right in front of us. Boom! Boss, they had shields, and we don't know why you told us to shoot them. I told you to shoot the Iron Drakes. Got it. Dwarf warriors right in front of us. Boom! What? No. Iron Drakes. Got it. Dwarf warriors right in front of us. Boom! We're out of ammo. Surrender. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't get skirmish. I just like skirmish units and me just do not get along. They either will not shoot at all, or they will shoot the wrong thing. They never shoot the right thing. They never do. Even if they are in the middle of a desert, Illyrian Reavers running them down, my Gutter Runners have Fire at Will on, and I'm like, shoot the Illyrian Reaver that's coming up on you. They're like, no, fuck you, I'd rather die. I'm like, well then die, I guess. If you want to. You could die. I offered you a solution. I said, hey, maybe throw your ninja stars at the guys chasing you. You said, hey, fuck you, I'd rather die. You're the one that's doing the dying. I'm fine. I could just hit concede defeat and move on with my day. I can go get a cinnamon roll down the street. I can go to the other end of the street and buy a car. I can do those things. You can't because you're dead. So if you don't want to throw, if you want to just fucking die, I guess that's your prerogative. And that's how I feel. Looks like game one is ogres versus dark elves. I don't know if they're... the rules for this tournament say they should do all their pick and bans at the very start. So I don't know if they're still picking and banning or if they're about to ready up. We will see, but I'm going to go grab something to drink because my throat is sore from being sick and shouting at a computer screen has not been helping. BRB. I'm back. I wonder if my YouTube is bugged out again. Seems like. Also, let's see if those fuckers emailed me back. No, not yet. As a person, I don't tend to order things online. I just don't. I don't like it. But I had to get a new chair. And of course you have to assemble it yourself, which is fine. But they sent me this chair. And in the instruction book, it says, like, it's because at the bottom of your chair, you know, there's the spinny thing with all the wheels on it. There's a 5-point star, and it says you have to insert these arms into the 5-point star, and you insert them vertically, and then you tip them, and they lock into place. And Grace and I were reading the pamphlet, reading the booklet, and trying it. Both of us trying. We couldn't get these fucking anyway. Sorry, trying to get these arms to deploy correctly in this thing. We couldn't do it. So then I looked online at people assembling this exact type of chair. And every single unboxing, they pull out the 5-pointed star, but it already has the arms in there, like it was pre-installed. And I go, what the fuck? And the booklet says you have to install it. I'm like, okay. So there's a QR code in the booklet of the one that I have, that the booklet itself has instructions on how to assemble the 5-point star. And it has a video on how to assemble. And I say, great, how do I assemble it? And the video has a very handsome man pulling out a fully assembled 5-point star. And I'm like, no! Why does this booklet tell me to assemble it if every other chair of this make on the planet already had the fucking thing assembled? So I had to email the company and be like, how do I put this thing together? Congo? I also thought that Caradoc is... Congo spelled with a C, though. Kenya is spelled with a K. You're right. You're right, Phoenix King. All right. For Blood Penguin, we do have Ogres versus Dark Elves. For Blood Penguin side of this, we have Cold One Knights and Dark Riders. 2 Scourge Runner Chariots, 2 Dark Shards with Shields, a front line of Dread Spears, one of which is the Halabroni. 2 of the Crows of Cain, Auror Harpies, and Malekith with Soul Stealer. Okay. For the Ogre side of the Phoenix King, we do have 4 Sabertusk Packs, the Sky Striders, Crusher, ROR, a whole bunch of Ogre Bulls, 1 Powder Guts, the Man-Eater pistols ROR, and then 5 Nabla trappers. I don't know why the Ogre Bowls with dual weapons were chosen. I personally prefer Iron Fists if you have that money. The shields and extra melee defense is just nice. I find the Ogres don't really need the bonus versus infantry, because anything infantry says they're fighting, they're going to hit it anyway. But, we'll see. It's pronounced like K? True. It's also different in different languages. Caradoc, I'll give you that point. You win. You win. Scourge Chariots immediately firing onto the Powder Guts. Them or the Sky Striders are both excellent choices, you can see already. Pretty good damage from one volley of those Scourge Runners. I thought I just heard Malekith use a breath attack. Or was it just his Dragon Roaring? It sounds like his Dragon Roaring. Okay. Cool. Dark Elves doing a little bit of skirmishing while they still can. Powder Guts already missing about a quarter of their HP, and the Dark Shards are now in range to start firing back. Noblar Trappers are going to fire into the Hellbroni and other Dread Spears. It won't do that much damage because they're silver shields, and Noblars don't do that much crazy DPS at range anyway, so I think the Dark Elves are just fine with it. Sabertooth Packs got a charge onto the Cold Knights. Cold Knights didn't countercharge at all, so that is going to be bad for them. Cold Knights taking a lot of damage. Most of their melee stats are locked up either in a charge bonus or waiting on Murderous Prowess to pop. So we'll see how they do there. Dark Riders and Dread Spears coming back to help out, but the Ogres are going to roll over this front line rather quickly unless something is done. Crows of Cain need to get involved. Scourge Runners do need to start running away. It looks like they're just moving now. Dark Shards trying to peel off the Ogres themselves. The Scourge Runners continue firing at something. Powder Guts not having the best day. And a Case of Malice from Malekith does more damage to his own troops than the Sabertusks because they're just so spread out that it's really hard to do any damage to them. But they do both get routed off. One Terror, one Natural. Malekith bails out that bad situation. Dark Elves are up on the damage value so far. They are up on the balance of power slightly. I think it is too early to know such things for sure. Dark Shards trying to fire into the Sky Striders, but they're taking forever to reform ranks. Now they are, and they could unleash a really massive volley into the backs of these pigs. Let's see how much damage it does. It took them too long to fire. Now that the Sky Striders are moving, they're not going to take a lot of damage. Rest in peace. Malekith trying to fight some Noblars, trying to fight some Sabertooth Packs, but it's maybe not going his way. Ogre Bowls will get eaten alive by the Cold Knights. But you can see the Dark Elf lines are just getting completely overrun. And when these Dark Shards inevitably die, that balance of power is going to swing way back into the Ogre Kingdom's favor, because it is factoring them as a unit with full ammunition right now, which is not going to be true for very long. Can you show bracket if it exists? I have at different points, but this is the finals, so we're almost done. I'll do it in the next build phase. Ogre Bowls. The south side engagement is going okay for the Dark Elves. The north side is a bit more mixed, and the center completely fell apart for them, so the Dark Elves are on the back foot. Balance power shifted in favor of the Ogres. Ogres caught right back up on the damage value, and a Troll Guts did hit the Powder Guts. Troll Guts hit the Powder Guts. Yes, perfect. Anyway, so that unit's almost back to full HP. Sky Strider's still vibing, still surviving. They also have a Troll Guts onto them, so I guess maybe it was a Butcher that went for the Powder Guts. Regardless, Dark Elves are definitely on the back foot. Scourge Runner Chariots doing a lot of damage, but now they are getting shot by the Powder Guts, getting shot by Nobbler Trappers, getting run down by Ogre Bowls, and with a Dismember slowness, they will actually get caught by those Ogre Bowls and maybe take a bit of damage. Cold Knights successfully routing off everything on the backfield, but the Ogres take an even further lead on the balance of power. Because with all the healing they've gotten so far, the fact that damage value is slightly in their favor is tragic for the Dark Elves. And yeah. Sky Striders get another Troll Guts, or is it just still going? Okay. Well, they're full HP and healing. They have 10 more seconds of that healing coming in. As Dark Shards and Scourge Runner Chariots try and punish them, Big Gaze of Malice is going to hit that Noblar. Probably dealing decent damage to it, yeah. Good job. Good Gaze of Malice. More Noblars, maybe potentially routing off as Cav charges in, though the Cav is going to take some damage from those Noblar Tricksy Traps if they still have them. Big Breath Attack from Malekith onto the Sky Striders, and their heal cap is within sight. Maybe there's still hope in this for the Dark Elves. Maybe Malekith can put on his carry pants. As he dives into the Sky Striders, they're probably just going to turn onto him and start shooting as Scourge Runner Chariots fire in, trying to punish that blob if it exists. Sky Striders taking a ton of damage, and healing can't help you after the heal cap is hit. Scourge Runners absolutely murdering those Sky Striders. Jesus Christ. Dark Shards also feeling pretty good, and a big Soul Stealer is going to land on them. Powder Guts also Heal cap in sight, have taken a lot of damage, and I do wonder if the Dark Elves can maybe clutch this out in the late game. The bounce power is coming back towards the middle. Scourge Runners, one shot left on one. The other one is just a Chariot unit now. But if Malekith can snipe out the Slaughtermaster, which he definitely can, Slaughtermasters are pretty meh in melee combat, this could turn into a mass rout. Powder Guts jump into melee combat on the Dark Shards. Good for them. They will do very nicely there. Dread Spears are holding, and can the Dark Elves really pull it back? It's looking like maybe. These Dark Shards, these ones right here that are rallying, should probably turn and shoot at the Powder Guts. It looks like they will do that just now. Either the Powder Guts or the Slaughtermaster, but they're trying to chase the Crushers. And while it sucks the Crushers are going to rally, they're faster than your Dark Shards. Your Dark Shards can't catch them. Slaughtermaster's actually chilling. He's holding on. He has not taken as much damage as I would have thought for fighting Malekith. He's healing a bit, too. Okay. So Malekith's strangely losing this duel to the Slaughtermaster, because he has missed so many attacks in a row. There he finally gets one, but yeah, it's looking good for the Dark Elves. Some really bad RNG on Malekith just meant that the Slaughtermaster got to stand here and take his time forever. Andy didn't die, and since he didn't die, the Ogres were able to win the rest of the field. Big Soul Stealer coming in, going to try and hit the Sky Striders and the Slaughtermaster. Maybe Malekith can carry, but he just got some horrific RNG there. Malekith's trying to opt out now, trying to get back in the sky. I don't think he'll be able to. Dread Spears trying to muck up the Sky Striders. They take a massive amount of damage on that charge. The Dark Strides over there are still here. They're still vibing. Maybe they can do it. Powder Guts get attacked by Malekith, but that'll make their melee stats are 74, 76. That's insane. Cold of the Knights are going to rout. Dread Spears are all routing. Dark Shards still trying to help out a little bit. Crows of Cain in the distance. High leadership, but they're still routing because they think they're close to those Nabla Trappers, which they're definitely not. More Dark Shards are back, but it's just not going to matter as the Sky Striders and the Powder Guts will all surround Malekith, and Malekith's going to die. Sky Striders Terror out. That is going to stop a lot of the damage onto Malekith, but army losses hits. GG. Oh, I didn't get to save it. Hang on, I got to save that one. Because at a later time, I want to watch that duel again. He just couldn't hit, man. That was tragic. 2,400 on Malekith. Dread Spears, mixed value, but overall not great. Dark Shards did very well. Cold Knights did okay. Scourge and Chariots did fantastically. And Dark Riders and the Crows of Cain did fine. Slaughtermaster, 450 value. Nablar Trappers all did excellently, actually. Ogre Bulls did fine. Sky Striders did fine. Powder Guts did fine, Ogre Bulls did well, and Sabertusk did great. Ogres countered to Dark Elves once again? Yeah, because Malekith missing like 5 or 6 attacks in a row, and he has a higher melee attack than his opponent's melee defense is definitely not a factor in how that went. God damn it. Live by the 45% hit chance? He has 58 melee attack, and the Ogre Slaughtermaster has 48 melee defense. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? He has a higher melee attack than the other guy's melee defense. What? What? That's the bracket, Caradoc. Ogre's OP, please nerf. %35% base plus the difference in melee attack and melee defense. That's the hit chance calculation, so 45% hit chance. Oh, that's weird. That's a really weird hit chance calculation. You'd think it'd just be 50% plus or minus the difference between melee attack and melee defense. That's strange and I don't like it. They just switched Ogre Kingdom to Dark Elves, so I think we're hitting it again. Nope. It's Norsca Dark Elves. Maybe. Man, I don't know. I just work here. What do I have to do today? I feel like I have a lot of shit to do today. Oh yeah, I gotta... Well, if they never answer me, then I can't build that chair. So... Okay. Alright. Looks like Norsca Dark Elves is the official matchup. It's probably Dark Elf favored. But we'll see. Hey, Andronius. How you doing? We are in the finals. Phoenix King has to win 2 more to win it all, or Blood Penguin has to come back. Come back. Come back. I should watch Titanic again. That shit was fire. If you don't like Titanic, what are you even doing? What are you even doing? Attack on Titanic? Nah, dude. I watched a little bit of Attack on Titan. It honestly, it pissed me off. I didn't like Attack on Titan. At first it was hype. And then by the time the 90th person was actually a Titan the whole time, I just couldn't handle it. I just couldn't handle it, man. Cause like, I don't know. I'm a bit of what people call an asshole. So in season 1, you have Gary, Frank, and Julia, right? Right? I'm making these up. Gary, Frank, and Julia. And Frank is the main character. And Frank is like, bruh, I'm secretly a giant monster. Holy shit. I'm so cool. And Julia's like, I love you, Frank. You're great. And then Gary, or whatever the hell I named him and I already forgot, at one point they get attacked by a Titan. And he is straight up going to die. He shits his pants in fear. And he just stands there. He's like, I'm gonna fucking die, man. Oh my god. And this Titan's like about to grab him. Like, it's too late to do anything at this point. He has just sit there and shat his pants the entire episode. And Frank comes in at the last second and saves him. He's like, yeah, I'm so cool. And Gary's like, Frank, you're so cool. Let me suck your dick. And he's like, what? And then Frank's like, what? Anyway. But 3 seasons later, it turns out Gary was one of those giant monsters the whole time. Okay, but I remember season 1 when he did nothing to save himself. Like, nothing. That dude was straight up gonna die because he didn't want to reveal that he was secretly a Titan. And then when they, now that in this season they've revealed he's a Titan, bitch turns into a Titan at the drop of a hat. He doesn't care. And it's like, okay. So to me, it feels like, this may not be true, but it feels like they didn't plan out who was secretly a Titan. They just started chucking that shit around. Like, you're a Titan, and you're a Titan, and you're a Titan. And it's like, what about seasons 1 and 2, where these people weren't Titans, and they didn't act appropriately for having those powers? It's like, shut up. Just shut up, you. Stop using your brain. Anyway. That's how I feel about that show. What do you think Kislev needs out of DLC to be better? Aggressive melee infantry, because right now they have almost entirely defensive melee infantry. Aggressive melee infantry, more aggressive cavalry options, and maybe more artillery if they feel like going that route. Either more artillery or more monsters. Any one of the two. Everyone is a Titan, everything is cake. The only Titans you know are from Age of Mythology. I usually played with the Titans off, because I generally preferred the gameplay loop more when there wasn't a Titan in Age of Mythology, personally. Alright, Norsca versus Dark Elves. Norsca versus Dark Elves. They need more Blade Masters dancers? I didn't know they had those. I wouldn't be against a feral bear unit either, kind of as a war beast. That could be fun. Alrighty, what do we have? Dark Elves are going to move around a bunch, but I can maybe do it quick. 4 Dark Riders, 3 Coldo Knights, 2 Dread Spears, 3 Blackheart Corsairs, Malekith up on his dragon, a single Khanate Assassin with Web of Shadows, and Black Dragon Egg plus his Assassin's Trophy. Then we have the Crows of Cain Harpies. Okay. For the Norscan Ice Wolves, 4 Skin Wolves, a second Norscan Ice Wolf, a front line of Marauders, a secondary line of Marauder Berserkers. We also have the Beasts of Tashnar, truly the most disgusting, mangy pieces of garbage on the planet, but they are very good at killing elves, so I will allow them to persist in this build for now. Wulfric the Wanderer on his horse. His horse has horns. I do not know why they gave the horse horns. It is on the helmet, but still, it seems silly. You are a stupid, stupid man. And for the caster, we have a caster of metal with Plague of Rust and Searing Doom. Oh! But you're forgetting the 4 pink horrors. Goji, 4 pink horrors are real and they can't hurt you. Oh! Norsca has 0 ranged assets, so they cannot shoot anything in the sky. Anything at all. Kislev is the faction you spend 12,400 and field like 800 guys. Everything feels so pricey. Yeah. It do. I think Kislev is fine. They're not a good faction, they're not a bad faction. They're fine. They are decidedly mid-tier. Oh, for the Lord of Murder. Look at these. Look at these pricks. Look at these guys. Look at these guys hiding in this grass. Look at them. Actually, you can't look at them because they're hiding. Look at them. Oh, wow. Look at Malekith on the dragon. That's a pretty dragon. Yum, yum, yum. And we are off. they convincingly lose a lot of matchups closely. Fair. Alrighty, Wulfric is hiding. And he is not hiding anymore. He's out. He's out in the open. Caning Assassin's also out in the open. Malekith thinking about diving the Shaman Sorcerer of Metal. Is he? Is he? I think maybe the Dark Elf Cav would win the mobile fight right now. I don't know. Skinwolves do not want to fight Cold One Knights. And Norsca has a shit ton more infantry. Wulfric's getting dove on. By Malekith and a Caning Assassin. Skinwolves are in here though, so I would have to imagine this is a bad fight. You'd have to imagine this is a bad fight for the Dark Elves. Though Wulfric is getting his ass handed to him right now, so he needs to run away from that. And the Black Dragon Egg is going to clear out some Marauders, and a Soul Stealer, and a Web of Shadows, and Wulfric's dead. He's just dead. He's just entirely dead. But don't you worry, ladies and gentlemen, if you had taken Throg the Troll King, he would be equally dead, because Throg also doesn't have regeneration or a higher health pool. Wait, he does! Throg's better! Throg's better. I'll rant about this till the end of the day. Malekith, even with Plague of Rust upgraded, he's just walking out of here like it's nobody's business. That Searing Doom actually hits him straight in the head and does so much damage to him. That's pretty funny. But he's going to escape. The Caning Assassin's also fine, and Norsca is decidedly on the back foot. No, damage values are about equivalent, but the Dark Elves have gotten some healing. Norsca and Ice Wolves tearing apart Dark Riders. Norscan infantry needs to keep advancing into these Black Ark Corsairs. The Dark Elves, their Cold One Knights aren't having such a field day. The Dark Riders are also feeling a bit of this thing. So while Malekith and the Caning Assassin are big chillin', the rest of their army is not. Malekith's Breath Attack somehow manages to just hit Skinwolves, doesn't hit his own Cold One Knights. Nice job, Malekith. Nice job not killing all of your own troops. Wulfric is gone. He's either dead or gone. Is he dead? Losing currently. Damage sustained, no. Wulfric's not dead. He's just missing. Yeah, because it doesn't say the Lord is dead or whatever. Shaman Sorcerer Metal gets sniped by Malekith, and Malekith heard we were talking shit last game, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to hit every single attack now, especially with Assassin's Trophy on that guy, bringing him down to 6 melee defense. Okie dokie, Norscan's a little bit on the back foot. Bounce power is against them, but can the Man-Tide persevere? There is an awful lot of them. Beasts of Tashnar and Skinwolves surrounding Malekith, dealing a lot of damage to him, and he is frostbitten from the Norscan Ice Wolves, though that has just worn off now. Skinwolves think about charging him, then run away. Has your Lord died recently? Lord fled. Okay, so Wulfric got off the map, which does cause the Norscan leadership to tank, which does send them all into a rout, and then a big gaze of Malice is going to hit some Berserkers that actually also hits the Cold Knights. Black Dragon Egg is also going to, like, tickle them. Wow, that does 0 damage. All right, Black Dragon Egg, fuck you. Skinwolves trying to keep Malekith on the ground. Beasts of Tashnar are back from their terror route. They immediately pile back onto Malekith, and they are fast enough that they can actually keep him in melee. So Malekith might for once be in trouble. He is feeling fear. Oh god, it's a Soul Stealer! Run! Everybody run! You thought you caught him out alone with no support whatsoever, but it's really he caught you! Plague of Rust onto him, though, with only 60 armor. The dogs and the beasts, the Skin Wolves will tear him apart, so that is really, really good for them. Norsca is holding back any of the Dark Elf support with their Berserkers, with their lives, if need be. Soul Stealer's on cooldown, they know it. Maybe they can kill him, maybe they can take down Malekith, maybe he can fucking die! Do it, dogs! Do it! Kill him! Eat him alive! They're doing it. And without Malekith, the Dark Elves' pathetic leadership will crumble and fall away, and they will all rout, because that's how normal factions work, and Dark Elves are definitely a normal faction. Oh wait, no, they're not. They're stinky, stupid, poopy elves, and they have infinite leadership. Malekith is straight up dead. Nice play there. Norsca all of a sudden takes the lead on the balance of power. Dark Elves are out their Lord, they are out their Caster, they are out their solo carry potential. Berserkers are still trying to kill Black Ark Corsairs. All 3 of them are very healthy, and they actually have a lot of ammunition left. The Caning Assassin has a ton of ammo too. Dark Riders are running off dogs. But that's about it. That's about it, you guys. I don't know. I don't know. There's an awful lot. There's an awful lot of filthy, sweaty dogs. Cold One Knights barely clinging to life. I'm surprised their leadership is holding this low on HP, even with Malekith dead. Like, Malekith's dead, and they're still fighting to almost the end. Cold One chads. So, jokes aside, I think all units in Game 3 have too much leadership, but, like, elves are supposed to be more leadership intensive than other factions. So this is half a meme, half like, haha, Warhammer 3 leadership is too high. Alright, Skinwolves charging back into Black Ark Corsair Handbows. Dark Elves decidedly down on the balance of power now. Quick Searing Doom is going to hit some Black Ark Corsairs. Oh, the damage! Another Black Dragon Egg. Get ready, everybody. Whee! Alright. It tickled. Beast of Tashnar should be able to finish off the Canadian Assassin, and Norsca is going to cling to life in this game. They should be just fine. Army losses is coming in hot. Norsca looking worse for wear, but good enough to finish off some Black Ark Corsair Handbows in melee. GG. Dark Elves losing yet again, please buff. Dark Elves losing, please buff. Wolfric, 418 value. 400 on his caster. Skinwolves, wow. Pretty good value for them. Berserkers and Marauders, mixed but overall good. Beast of Tashnar and Ice Wolves did fine. Foes of the Dark Elves, 2,800 on Malekith, 1,400 on the Canadian Assassin. Black Ark Corsair Handbows, roughly about 900 apiece, rounded. But after that, the value does fall off sharply. Cold Knights actually did okay. Dark Riders, they also did okay. All right. Crows of Cain struggled. Dreadspears struggled, but yeah, GG. GG, bring Throg. Bring Throg. If you're ever saying to yourself, I don't want Throg, reconsider. Bring Throg. Throg is not better. However, you can't have Wolfric fight characters. Lies. Throg is better. Regen, higher health pool, he's the best. He's the best boy. Back to 1-1. So it's like we're just starting a best of 3. I thought Dark Elves had it. I did too. But then Malekith, unfortunately, ran into the deep and got surrounded by dogs and died. He probably could have pushed back towards his own force. But I think he just thought he could get into the air, so he wasn't thinking too hard about what direction he was running. Huh. They haven't changed factions yet. I think they're just doing pick and bans as we go. Phoenix King switches over to Wood Elves. Blood Penguin, I'm guessing, is going to go Empire or Norsca. Empire, Kislev, or Brett. Because those are like his best factions and he hasn't played them yet. Though he also does play a lot of Khorne recently. I think out of all the factions on the list, he's probably going to play one of them. Why do trolls of any faction are falling back in Warhammer 3? Are you talking about back into the meta? Because regeneration is stronger since they switched it to percentage base, and all trolls across the board got leadership buffs in the last patch that did anything. I think it was like 2 patches ago. So people are really liking trolls. Also, trolls are like relatively cheap. Relatively. Like basic trolls are 800 gold, which isn't that much, honestly. I think the troll meta is overrated, but that is probably why people are taking them. I've tried trolls a couple times. They usually disappoint me. They're not terrible. They're just not great. Stone trolls are fine. Yeah, stone trolls are good enough, I suppose. But Also, Blood Penguin Empire, you guys owe me money. I told you. I bet you $650 he was going to pick Empire. And that's the only faction I said he would pick, and he did. So you were wrong and I was right. What are the Wood Elves doing? Oh my god! Oh! Oh! It's all Chaos Warriors. He's hacking. Somebody ban this man. He's hacking his brains out. I don't want to do anything. I have a phone call after this that I don't want to do. And that chair is just sitting disassembled in my living room while we wait on the company to email us back. God damn it. This sucks. Everything sucks. The Wood Elves have 0 gold spend. They haven't switched in a long time. Empire's at 5 gold. They haven't switched anything for a bit here. I think we're about to get in the game. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay. All right. I accept it. No. Oh, God. Oh, the Empire just blanked their whole build. Everybody leave the stream. Go. Do something else. I'll see you in 6 hours. Just leave. Leave this place. You don't want to be here anymore. This game's never going to start. I won't calm down. You calm down. Oh my god. Oh, I deleted his whole build. Oh. The Empire's restarting. Oh, Phoenix keep picking new factions. What the fuck? Goji, are you still out there? Goji. Goji, if you're in the chat, I have words with you. Goji was casting Friday Night Fights last night, and I was playing in that. Made it to finals, and he was slandering me. I didn't like it. Hey, Gregorio Garagloi. Ciao sono Italiano pizza mafia mandolino. Those sound like Italian words. Gregors Brzezinski. Hey, everybody. Hi. Doesn't look like Goji's still here. He was talking mad shit when I was fighting Warriors of Chaos with my Skaven. And I took Howling Warp Gale instead of Flensing Ruin because I was protecting Bellicor. So I wanted to net him in the sky for the Teeth Breakers to do some damage, or just net him on the ground if he ever got on the ground, and then both my Brood Horrors could attack him. But he took Archaon, so then Howling Warp Gale was worthless, and I should have taken Flensing Ruin. But I didn't take Flensing Ruin versus Bellicor because he has Dark Protection or whatever, so he can get 40% damage resistance, and he has healing. So it's just like, I don't know, Flensing Ruin's not that good versus Bellicor. And when they take if Warriors of Chaos come into Skaven, I expect Bellicor. You're 12, but you can speak a little bit of English. You play Warhammer 3. That's fair. I hope you play the Skaven in campaign, because it's the best campaign. And then at some point, Goji was like, you need globes. Why don't you keep your globes alive? And I'm like, hey, Goji, you try keeping globes alive versus a million dogs and Hellstriders and Spawn. Shit's hard. Didn't you win that game, though? Yeah, I did. I just rewatched his casting to see what he thought of me, and clearly he thought I was a piece of shit, so that was not nice. That was not nice. His commentary of my games was very, very mean. You only play multiplayer? Bold. Do you play domination or land battles? There is a correct answer between those two modes. If you play domination, we will ban you from this place. It's not allowed. JG. Hey. Domination. Gah! Ban him. Ban him. Get him out of here. No, don't do that. That was a joke. That was a joke, everybody. Don't do it. Alright, we're loaded in. I'm going to cast the entire game from this exact perspective. That's a lot of Glade Guard. Alright, so the enemy build is 5 Eternal Guard with Spears, unless they're War Dancers. Use the old mouse. Eternal Guard, yep, so 5 Eternal Guard, and then a whole bunch of Glade Guard, some with Hagbane tips, some without. We have 2 Glade Riders with Spears, a Wild... Ooh, that's a Great Stag Knight. Great Stag Knight, a Tree Man, and a Spellweaver of Shadows. Alright, for the Empire, what can we see here? We have 2 Huntsmen. Alright, we have the Silver Bullets hang... No, I accidentally scrolled the wheel a little bit. Okay, alright. We have Volkmar the Grim. Alright. Fate of Buna and Spirit Leech and with this Wizard. We have some Spearmen with Shield, some Swordsmen, Sigmar's Sons. 2 Huntsmen. And no Cavalry for the Empire that I can see. On my mini-map, I see some stuff off to the side, but it's not in my field of view, so it's dead to me. This is a small Empire build in our view right now. I don't know if they can win with this few of troops. We'll have to see. But, yeah. Volkmar the Grim, you don't see him often. I think it's for the self-regen and like Soulfire Marm and stuff. I personally have soured on Volkmar a lot. I think he is overpriced. But, you know, could be wrong. Campaign sucks, it's not a joke. I like the campaign, but you're allowed to like what you like. Human boy, just turn the camera. No. We've committed. Immortal Empires is kind of too easy. It is too easy. Alright, what do we actually have? 2 Empire Knights, 2 Knights of the Blazing Sun, and that is it. So that's the whole build. Cool. Empire's going to have to realize pretty quickly that they need to swarm the backline of the Wood Elves. Their 2 Huntsmen and their Silver Bullets are not going to outshoot 8 Glade Guard. So their cav is going to have to get aggressive. Their infantry is going to have to try to walk past the Eternal Guard at several points. Yeah. Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma is coming out from the Shadows caster. Just trying to do a bit of damage to these Empire Knights right away. We'll see if Blood Penguin's cavalry can get aggressive enough, fast enough. I think a Fate of Buna is going to be coming for those Great Stag Knights rather swiftly. And with the Great Stag Knights shut down, then the Empire Cav should be free to do whatever it wants, because Glade Riders Spears just can't match up to Empire Cav. The reason you think that Black Knight is Volkmar is like 2,500 gold. He's very expensive, comparatively. Alright, Banishment onto one of the Glade Guard does pretty meh damage, unfortunately for Volkmar. And the Tree Man plus Glade Riders are going to try and stop this Empire Cav, but a side charge from the Knight's Blazing Sun should be able to take them out. Another Melkoth's onto some more Empire Cav, and we will need this Amethyst Wizard. It looks like he is positioning himself to catch those Great Stag Knights with the Fate of Buna, but Empire Knights, Knights Blazing Sun, all of them trying to move in. You can see the Huntsmen are just getting completely outgunned by the Glade Guard, and Blood Penguin's even opting to just pull them back until the late game for now. Glade Rider Spears are shattered, and this leaves us completely open for the Cav flank. Volkmar is even trying to disrupt the backfield some, and he will do that with gusto. And if this wizard is pathing over here, he needs to do something about these great stag knights who are now charging into his Empire Knights. They are going to do a ton of damage. They will beat that Empire Cav, so he's going to have to Fate of Beauty them soon. But without the great stag knights on this flank, now the Empire Cav has committed at last. They're fighting some Blade Riders. They'll get through here soon, but they're taking a lot of damage from those archers. There's the Fate of Beauty onto the great stag knights. It was so telegraphed, I started saying it before the game even fucking started. And a big Pit of Shades is going to catch a Spearman plus some Empire Knights. The Empire Knights will maybe get through some of it. Damage values are very even, though I am considerably worried for the Wood Elves, especially as the Empire front line starts to make it through. Some archers are even being used as a front line at this point, but when you get down to just archers constantly running from stuff, it can get a little messy. The Eagle Lady of Shadows is even diving in, but the Great Stag Knight's terror routed from the massive damage the Fate of Unit did to them. I think the Empire is ascendant now. Yeah. Empire State troops still trying to get through Eternal Guards, struggling with that a little bit, and we have the Silver Bullets and Huntsmen now rejoining the fight when most of the archers have been preoccupied by something else. They'll be okay. The Tree Man is trying to peel the back line as best he can, but he's just not really doing that great. Hi, Cool Umbrella. Sorry you didn't get to play. I'm sorry I cheated. Yeah, things are looking good for the Empire. The backline is just entirely saturated. Another Spirit Leech onto the Great Stag Knights as soon as they came back. I'll rout them off again. Blade Guard do have pretty good melee stats for archers, but they are still just archers. And the unwashed hordes of Sigmar are here. Looking around, just a lot of the bounce power of the Wood Elves, what there is left, is held up by the Ancient Tree Man, who, as soon as the Silver Bullets get a second with him, will not feel so good about his life. And the last healthy Eternal Guard is currently getting banishmented, but it's not doing that much damage, and now Volkmar is kind of stuck in them, but it'll be fine. Fate of Buna, fun spell. It is a pretty great spell. Kind of wish it would get a nerf, because it does get rid of any fun units in the game. I see you brought something that costs 500, more than 500 gold. Gone. Right, Eternal Guard getting pushed back by Empire Swordsmen. A lot of Empire Cav. The Great Stag Knights are shattered after routing too many times. The Wood Elf Archers are trying to rally in the distance, but they are going to get side charged here by the Knights of the Blazing Sun. Want to watch an elf go flying? Whee! Didn't actually do that much damage to the Glade Guard. Anyway. It's looking pretty ogre. Silver Bullet's going to try and get a volley off onto the Eagle Lady. Can she dodge? Can she duck? Can she dive? Apparently. Yeah, she's fine. She's chilling. Spirit Leech onto her, though. Silver Bullet's turn, try to fire. Glade Rider's Spear is going to counter and say, you want to watch an Imperial fly? Yeah! But it's much less impressive because they're not heavy cav. Yeah. Stuff's routing. Army losses is almost here. Ancient Tree Man was getting his shit kicked in by Volkmar, and Volkmar decides to come back and say, hey, what's going on back here, you goddamn kids? Blade Riders are peeled off. Silver Bullets get a Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma, but Volkmar is going to hit this Bird Lady in the face, and if he hits her one more time, Army loss is going to hit. I'm calling it. Calling it. Does he hit her one more time? Oh, there's a big hit on door, but it wasn't from Volkmar. That one's from Volkmar. And Army losses, because I'm a goddamn genius. Goodbye, Wood Elves. GG. Volkmar, almost 2,000 values, pretty good on him. 1,300 on the Spirit Leech Fate of Bino caster. Knights, mixed but overall fine. And then the Empire State troops, mixed, but what did you really expect from them? Silver Bullets and Huntsmen did okay. For the Wood Elves, Spellweaver of Shadows paid for herself, so that's good. Eternal Guard did fine. All of the Glade Guard, mixed value, but overall not quite paying for themselves. They got shut down too quickly. Great Stag Knights, somehow still got any value at all after being Fate Abunted, but they did okay. Tree Man, about half his value. Good Rider Spears did okay. The GG, Blood Penguin is up a one. Can he win again? Over the Phoenix King. Shut him down. Fwa fwa fwa. Maybe you turn Fated Buna Spirit Leech into channel spells so that they get interrupted by staggers. Interesting. Did you just say Empire Stag Knights? Maybe. My Game 2 campaign is better because I can use a 350 count mod list. Oof. That's a lot of mods. That's too many mods. Shut it down. Next game, I am predicting Blood Penguin. I'm predicting the Phoenix King goes High Elves because we haven't seen High Elves yet out of him, unless they got banned. But assuming they're not banned, Phoenix King's going High Elves. And if he goes High Elves, I predict Blood Penguin is going to go Bretonia. I haven't seen him play Bretonia in like 50 years. Yeah, I would have gone with Bretonia or Corrin, but he immediately goes to Warriors of Chaos, so I guess I'm just wrong. Unused username 1. No such thing as too many mods. I don't like you. I don't like you at all. You're a bully and a meanie. Warriors of Chaos versus Lizardmen. Alright. Seems legit. How deep are we in the tournament? This is finals, Chief. Sorry, I'm just checking some messages while we wait for these clowns. These fucking clowns. I don't know the meta for this matchup anymore, to be honest. Lizardmen versus Chaos. It used to be like double Exalted Hero and Manticores plus Chariots and Skirmish Cav versus like some dinosaurs and some chameleon skinks, and that's about it. But now times have changed. Hey, he switches over to High Elves. Let's go. I was right about one of the two players. Platypus streams next. Yeah, it's in 22 minutes. Just take Nurgle heroes. They are pretty good. Alright, Phoenix King's on High Elves. So, I was right. Just saying. Okay, Warriors of Chaos High Elves is a little more meta. A little more. Sigvald can be pretty good here. Archaon can be fine. Be'lakor can be fine. Then you just want a lot of Chaos Warrior type units because High Elves aren't the best at dealing with armored shielded infantry. Hellstriders for some cav support. Yeah, pretty standard stuff there. High Elves, probably a lot of Lava and Seaguard and Spearmen. Probably want Imric. We'll see. Do you know how did you catch the Blessed Disease? We think, but Grace went to a concert and then came back and was sick, so maybe that. But it could just be living life. That is a fat fucking seal. Jesus Christ. Looking at Reddit, and there's just this giant seal. Did you catch the Rona? Oh, yeah. You've always been burned with that before? Screw it. Dude, Bird, do you know Blood Penguin? This dude always takes the... He specifically seems to really like the Chosen of Khorne with dual weapons. He'll always take like at least one of those. The heckin' Kufarino. Yeah, I also work at a hospital, so it really could have been fucking anything. Dun 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 dun. Don't give Hazel kisses. Hazel's got every disease known to man. That dog will sniff and eat fucking anything. We're walking around, she's like, goose poop? Don't mind if I do. They let rats in hospitals now? Hell yeah, dude. Norma's a build that's really resistant to Chosen here. I know Penguin's lost that to him a couple times. Maybe. I'm reading that 2 major banks have collapsed. What? What happened? SFB and Silicon Valley banks. Oh, wait, that's the same thing. Okay, it's just SFB. What's the second one? Silicon Valley Bank is shut down by regulators and biggest bank failure since the global financial crisis. The FDIC said an announcement that insured depositors will have to access their deposits no later than Monday morning. SVB's branch offices will also reopen at that time under the control of the regulator. Why? Leaves wealthy individuals unsure what will happen to their money. Okay. Why? Why does bank collapse? Great, 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 great. Was major bank for venture-backed companies were already under pressure due to the higher interest rates and slowdown for initial public offerings, making it difficult to raise additional cash. Closure of SFB would not impact only deposits. Okay, great. Like, I get how it impacts people. Why did this happen? The efforts to raise capital had failed, and they pivoted towards a potential sale. However, rapid outflow of deposits was complicating things. Oh, okay. So they just kind of declined over time, and then the final straw broke. Okay. That story was really annoying to read, because it just like kept going on and on and on about what an FDIC insurance is. I'm like, I know what an FDIC insurance is. I want to know why this happened. It's like, I don't know, because I pay attention to a lot of economic stuff. I find it interesting. Like, I listen to several podcasts about it and such. But it's kind of like, this house was set on fire. Now we want you to understand, fire hot. Fire very hot. The heat of fire, bad. If you are inside fire, you will get hurt. Do not stand inside fire. All right, moving on. Candace, what do you have to say about that? You see, I'm finding out that fire hot. Fire really hot. I'm finding out that if you stand in fire, fire bad. And I'm like, I got it. Fire's bad. How did the house start on fire? Oh. Some guy came by and lit it on fire with a torch. Thank you. I'm done with the story. But it was... There's most of that article I was reading, like, just every paragraph kept repeating itself about what happens if you're a member of this bank, which is, like, an important part of the story. I'm not trying to undermine it, but I was like, we have covered it. We have covered it to death. How did this happen? I bet we'll see House Striders counter the cavalry. House Striders are very good versus High Elf cavalry. They YOLO'd into 10-year treasury bonds with the 1.6. Ooh. Yeah. Ugh. We're into the game. That was a long build phase. Bird, he has 2 chosen of corn. Bird. He has 2 chosen of corn. I knew it. Is this still a Total War channel? Always has been. What are you talking about? Whoa, that's a weird shadow. That's a weird bump. Oh my god. This is a greenskin map, right? The greenskins have learned how to make earthworks. Look at that. Look at that wall. Look at that impressive wall. It's the Great Wall of Gork and Mork. It goes straight into the mountains, Gandalf. He only streams Panzer models? I wish. Dude, I wish. Alrighty. For the Chaos build, we do have... Wow, Chaos Knights of Tzeentch, really? Huh. 2 Chaos Knights of Tzeentch, 1 Marauder Horseman with throwing axes, a front line of Chaos Warriors with great weapons, Marauders, Chosen of Corn with dual weapons, Chosen of Corn with dual weapons, Marauders, Chaos Warriors with great weapons, and basic Chaos Warriors. We have Archaon the Everchosen with Searing Doom, Spirit Leech, Armor of Morkar, and Slayer of Kings, and that is it. Looks like that wall they're building in Saudi Arabia. They're building a wall in Saudi Arabia? I literally don't know anything about this. On the other side, for the High Elves, 2 Spearmen, 3 White Lions of Krace, 4 Lothern Sea Guard, Silver Helms, and Illyrian Reavers. 1 Silver Helm, 1 Illyrian Reaver. We have a Mage of Life with Earthblood and Regrowth. We have a Frostheart Phoenix and Imric. Destroyer of Mankind, Rider of the Pale Blue Dragon. The biggest, most expensive sissy in all of Warhammer. Ah, you heard me. You're a big sissy bitch. If you didn't have Regrowth on your team that, like, heal caps you in 1 fucking cast, you wouldn't be shit. You wouldn't be nothing. Look at me. You wouldn't be nothing. Imric's a little bitch. This is the real hero of the High Elves. Look at her. Look at her. Imric gonna have to really carry here? Yeah. Too bad for him, Archaon's just better in every single way. He's not. Don't listen to that. Archaon's fine, but he's... I mean, like, if Imric Lord of Dragons him and lands on him, Archie's gonna have a real bad time. Whoa, the Phoenix King's picking Imric? Yup. Yup. Archers firing at poor Archie. Taking him down to about... Wow, he only has 200 HP left. Archaon's just dead. Alright, playing the game without him. This Life Wizardess is just like me. I don't know what you mean. Do you cast life magic? Are you pretty in a green cape? Look at you, Caradoc. Look at you. Alright. Archers firing into the Chosen with dual weapons. The Knights... the Cast Knights of Tzeentch are just straight up charging some White Lions of Krace. Bold. The Dragon Horn for Imrik is out, giving buku stats. Those White Lions are now up to 62. That's a lot. Archaon is charging in. We have a breath attack from Imrik down onto the Knights of Tzeentch, but it actually hits more Leon Reavers than Knights of Tzeentch. Nice. Nice. Knights of Tzeentch still trying to fight in the front line with Silver Helms and Chosen of Khorne. Chosen of Khorne are just going to boss through these White Lions. They don't give a shit. They don't give a single shit what's happening to them. They're just living their best life. Across the board, the High Elf front line is holding for now, but for now is the key word I'm going to use there. Marauders pushing through with the Armor of Morcar on them, giving them melee defense and charge. Reflection. Chaos Knights of Tzeentch trying to cycle charge a little bit in here, but we'll see how long it lasts. The Frostheart Phoenix is trying to fight Archaon, as if he even could. Now Imrik's trying to fight Archaon, as if he even could. Like, it's hilarious to me that these fools think they can touch the Ever-Chosen at all. Blood Penguin is having a hard time getting onto that backfield. We have to have one Marauder that slipped through. A second Marauder is being held off by Silver Helms, but the Chosen of Khorne are going to beat these White Lions. So they are taking a lot of damage from the Archers, and these other Chosen are also pushing through the White Lions. And people still think they can fight Archaon, and as if they even could. Searing Doom going to tickle the back of these Loudon Seaguard, who kind of half-dodged while they were simply trying to reorganize and get a shot off anyway. Chaos Knights of Tzeentch taking a lot of damage. Another breath attack. This one just melting down the Chosen of Khorne. That's why I said he shouldn't have taken him. I said from the very start, I said he won't take him. And Butcherbird was like, yeah, he'll take him. And I said, no, he won't. Earthblood down onto these guys. Archaon getting dueled as if they even could duel Archaon. He's literally unkillable. Chosen of Khorne trying to get in there. Silver Helm's trying to stop them, but that has freed up Marauders to join the fight as well. Chosen of Khorne with their weapons getting shot from all sides. Imrik's fighting them a little bit. Really a tough time for the Warriors of Chaos here. Spearmen holding against Chaos Warriors with great weapons infinitely. Because rest in peace. Sterling Archie. Ha! Ha, Alois, I got that reference. You're talking about the hit TV show, Bob's Burgers. It's a deep cut. Chosen of Khorne still trying to fight Silverhelm, still trying to fight Loudon Seaguard. The Chaos Knights of Tzeentch do charge back in, but they are feeling a little worse for wear. Another Earthblood onto this blob. Warriors of Chaos a little behind on the damage value, very behind in balance of power. Marauder Horseman throwing axes, charging in, trying to keep Imrik a little honest. Archaon also vibing. Chaos Knights of Tzeentch doing Chaos Knight stuff, getting fully erect charges on things and just doing literally 0 damage. I've stopped taking Chaos Knights in a lot of my builds because for some reason they do that. They just do literally no damage. I don't know why. Something's wrong with them. Someone on one of my streams said they have a model issue where their models are too big, and I'm inclined to believe them just based off their performance because, man, Chaos Knights just don't. They don't do it. They don't have the sauce. Archaon, the Chosen of Khorne, still trying to plow through infinite amounts of Loudon Seaguard. A rear charge here from some Marauder Horseman throwing X is going to do great. The Chaos Knights are back, though, so that's how you know everything's going to be okay. Chosen of Khorne are routing for now. Chaos Warrior with great weapons could loop in here. They are very healthy, though. One breath attack from Imrik might have something to say about that. Archaon's getting dueled by a Frostheart Phoenix as if it even could. Yeah. Yeah, we're big chillin'. So, we are at the point in the game now where everything's fucked, because Chaos is definitely lost on every front. Like, they just have nothing left in this entire game, except, I mean, Archaon literally can't die. So it's going to be one of those games again where we've all seen it a million times, where Archaon just sits, and because he's bugged, and he literally can't take any damage, he's just going to beat the whole army like he always does. Alrighty, was that a regrowth and Earthblood? Regrowth Overcast on the Frostheart Phoenix. Now Imrik and the Frostheart Phoenix are trying to duel Archaon. As if they even could! Another Spirit Leech onto Imrik from Archaon. His Chosen of Khorne dual weapons still trying to get through. His Chaos Warriors with great weapons still trying to get through. All of these Loudon Seaguard, but Archers with 45 plus melee defense might be difficult to get through, especially with healing support. Archaon is going to 1v9 the entire army. Chaos Knights of Tzeentch are back. They are riding in. How much damage are they going to do on the charge? Let's go! Wow, we're getting stuck on each other. Oh my god, wowzers. 400 damage charge, pretty nice. And they're all dead. Archaon's gonna kill Imrik though, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Chaos Warriors did kill all those guys. Chosen of Khorne still vibing, still fighting Loudon Seaguard. More Chaos Warriors still vibing, still killing Loudon Seaguard. Imrik's getting his ass kicked by Archaon. Fight or die is popped. Fight or die, and another Dragon Horn. Oh god. There it is, the Dragon Horn of Legend. Archaon's trying to fight it out. He's trying to do his best. Spirit Leech onto the big boy, Imric. Archaon taking a ton of damage. It turns out he can die. I was lying to you the whole time. And Army Loss is going to hit for the Warriors of Chaos. And Imric and his Frostheart Phoenix healing caps in sight, but not even needed. You're surprised those white lines lasted? Yeah, they have jacked ass melee stats. Jacked. Dropping them to 48 models and buffing stats to compensate helps a lot. Then they actually make content. Are you saying that would help a lot, or that is helping? Because if that is helping, then Chaos Knights are still struggling. 778, 600 on the other one. Chaos Warriors, Marauder Horseman throwing axes did really well. Chaos Warriors did okay. Chosen of Corn did actually well. Archaon did fine. High Elf Infantry is unbreakable. They are, yeah. I mentioned it in the Dark Elf game. Like, I know Elves are supposed to have high leadership, but the way Game 3 currently is, like, there's Elven units that are, like, literally unbreakable. It's just nuts. Imric, 3,500 value. Frostheart Phoenix, 1,000. Life Mage didn't get any, but she's just support. White Lions did fine. Lawn Seaguard did well. Silverhelms, Lillian Rivers did okay. High Elf Infantry is unbreakable. What is happening, Keaton? I don't know. What? What do you mean, what's happening? We're on game 5. That's what's happening. You just had a game where Imric broke at half HP? How did that even happen? Leadership is fickle. Loopy's balance mob is a similar set of changes if you want to experiment with it. Reported as a bug, so hopefully 3.0 CA fixed agent. Maybe. The problem for CA that I see is... This is what it feels like from the outside. They did no balance changes of any significant margin for the last 3 patches. So, like, the meta has been the same since, I think, September. Whenever the High Elves got their original buffs, the meta has been the same. So it was either September or October. The November patch was nothing. The February patch was nothing. And even since then, like, VC and stuff have been so powerful, but that's not the point. So, monstrous infantry models colliding with each other and stopping their own charge, like Ogres is the easiest way to see that. Sometimes their charge is great, sometimes their charge peters out because Ogres get caught on themselves and cancel their own charge, and they just walk into melee and don't get their charge bonus. That's been an issue for a long time. Foot characters getting knocked over and literally not being able to get hit by bigger things, so foot characters can sometimes be invincible, has been a problem for a long time. Leadership being way too up and down, like there's a unit at the same health that can go from 30 leadership to negative 50 and then back to 20, but it'll route with like 20 positive leadership just because like leadership right now is all over the fucking place about what changes it. That's a problem. Healing is way too strong across the board. That's a problem. Crumbling is too weak. That's a problem. Demonic Instability is too strong. That's a problem. Chariot models don't work correctly. Most chariots, notably gyrocopters, Scourge-run chariots, and war wagons, don't take appropriate damage in melee unless they're literally sitting still. That's a problem. Ranged units not interacting appropriately how they should, you know, being obstructed when they shouldn't be obstructed, not firing at times, taking forever to turn and shoot. That's a problem, right? Flying units sometimes not being able to land where they'll just infinitely T-pose on you. That's a problem. Chariots not interacting correctly with
units they're charging, so they get very little damage off, so chariots overall suck. That's a problem. Cav charges sometimes not going off, like the Chaos Knights we just saw, right, where their models are incorrect and they're too big. That's a problem. All those problems I just listed off, yeah, that's a lot of problems. All right, the game's new. It just came out. Okay, they can't fix all those things. Oh, wait, it came out a year ago, and they fixed none of them? Patch over patch over patch over patch? So what it feels like from the outside is they didn't fix little things over time. And now they're building up patch 3.0 with the Chaos Dwarfs. They said it's our biggest patch ever. It's going to fix everything. It's going to be the most content we've ever released. It's going to be the best patch we've ever released. And then there's 2 more DLCs this year. You're putting a lot of pressure to fix like all of these things in the next patch or in the next like 3 patches instead of spacing it out over like the February patch that was literally nothing. Like it was literally nothing. Didn't fix any of the problems. Well, now here is the counter problem. All right, I can isolate one of those things: chariots being too strong, being too weak. Oh, you can just buff chariots. What's the worst thing that could happen if you buff chariots? Does anybody remember the Silence and the Fury release when Torox and the Tuskor chariots came out, and the corpse carts, where chariots were blocking each other? So CA's solution was, what if chariots can go inside of other chariots so they can get to what they're trying to attack? Okay, well then you end up with these chariot blobs where opposing units can't find the model they want to hit because there's like 50 overlapping chariot models, and like corpse carts can beat a Dread Saurian because of how fucking confused it is, right? So that shit can happen. And you could do that with anything. Healing changes. Healing was too weak or something, and then they changed it for vampire counts, and then we had that bug where vampire counts and Tomb Kings had to be disabled because resurrecting models for their undead resurrected them at full health, so you could full heal a Blood Knight with 1 invocation and a heck. Like, all these big systematic changes have to happen, and now they all have to happen at once, when any one of them could be a good change, or it could be a big fucking problem. But now you're going to have a patch where hopefully at least half of those things I listed are addressed. I don't say fixed, I say addressed, right? So if you take, let's say there was 12 problems I listed. I didn't count. 12 problems I listed. Let's say they try to fix 6 of them. What are the odds they get all 6 perfect? No issues. Not great. So I could see the Chaos Dwarf patch coming out, and they're like, by the way, we tried to fix chariots. They now one-shot everything they touch. By the way, we tried to fix healing. It's now completely worthless. Like we did, instead of 0.8, we did 0.08. Now it heals nothing. There's no healing anymore. Good job. I could see them being like, we tried to fix foot characters. Now they don't get knocked over anymore. They just die instantly. So now we go back to the meta of like early Warhammer 2, late Warhammer 1, where if you had to have a mounted lord, and if your faction doesn't have mounted lords, Skaven, you're just fucked because all your lords die instantly because they're unmounted. Like, now Skaven have mounts now after multiple DLCs, but you get my point. So it's like, I don't trust them to make a fuck ton of giant systematic changes all at once, and it's just gonna pan out. So I don't know. I'm nervous. I think the Chaos Dwarf content will be dope as fuck. And I hope that the multiplayer scene will get revived with new content and some fixes. But my hopes are not what I think is going to happen. I think they're probably going to fuck something up. Hopefully it's more positive than negative. All right, Phoenix King's back. He probably had a lobby bug or something. He should have used his ample artillery and ranged assets. I think you were... Yeah, Coops joined in on it. Bird was trolling. All right, last match is Kislev versus Khorne. I've actually played this a decent amount as Kislev, and I always lose it. So we'll see what Blood Penguin is going to do. Because he's a better Kislev player than me, but he's also a really good Khorne player, so maybe he'll know what to do. Kind of dumb they didn't do stat adjustments throughout the patches they've released, yeah. They fixed unit capes in the last patch. Or the High Elf Chariot Heal Blob, yeah.
balance problems and bugs. Balance problems are pretty easy to address. CA looks at game mechanics. Bugs like landing, spacing a lot harder. Not that CA's doing great at addressing those. Oh, Chaos Dwarves will probably be busted OP, yeah. But I think the Chaos Dwarf DLC will be fun. I think it will be very cool. I think it will be great. But all of my doubts come in like the game balancing and the game bugs, but not the content. I do not doubt that Chaos Dwarves are going to be fucking lit. They're going to be great. Crumbling damage has been doubled twice from game 2. CA just doesn't want it to be damaging. Yeah, I have 2 points on that spellbound. I know you're not disagreeing. I'm just saying doubling 0 is still 0. So if it's insignificant damage, it's insignificant damage. And it's not percentage based. So when we went from large unit size to ultra unit size, dealing, I'm making numbers up, dealing 10 damage per second to something with 1,000 health, you're now dealing something with 10 damage per second to something with 1,500 health. So it takes 50% longer to crumble down. So then those two changes where it's like, oh, we went from 10 to 20 to 40. Again, I'm making up those numbers for crumbling. It's like, okay, it's still 40 out of like 1,500. It takes forever. Chaos Dwarf unique units. Oh, they're going to have a ton of unique units. Hobgoblins, all of their variants with their like wolf riding archers and shit. That'll pretty much just be goblins. But then the Chaos Dwarf units will be kind of like dwarves. The units that actually feature a Chaos Dwarf in it will be kind of like dwarves. But they have some more magic-y type stuff. They have bull centaurs, which is like a minotaur mixed with a centaur. Those will be pretty lit. Then there's all their slave units. So they could have like hybrid rosters. They could have a slave mob, which would be interesting. Like the models in it would be like greenskins, some elves, a lot of humans, some ogres. So it's just kind of this motley crew. That could be fun. They have a lot of big single entity monsters from their lore, like the Siege Giant. I'm trying to think of the other ones. I haven't read like any of the Chaos Dwarf books, so I just go off what I hear. But from what I hear, there's a ton of good shit. Whatever. Bird, I was just making an example, Bird. But it's like, crumbling was already pretty insignificant. And then you go into game 3 where Undead got leadership buffs, so it's harder to get them to crumble. And the health pools got larger. And it's not shocking that crumbling feels really insignificant. Because it was already a meme in Warhammer 2, and it just became more of a meme. Alright. For the side of Kislev, we have 2 Griffin Legions, 2 Armored Kossars in the back, 3 Streltsy, 2 more Armored Kossars on the side, and a front line of Zargard with great weapons and basic Zargard. Plus an Ice Witch of Tempest, which is Blizzard. They actually created Black Orcs. They did create Black Orcs. Bale Taurus, Tremor Cannons. Oh yeah, they have some cool artillery too. Because they make the Hell Cannon, so I have to imagine there'd be some more iterations of that. On the other side, for Khorne, we have Marauders of Khorne, Chaos Warriors of Khorne, a bunch of Fleshhounds, and Chaos War Doggos. 2 Minotaurs of Khorne with great weapons, Valkia the Bloody up in the sky, and it looks like 1 Fury and Chaos Warhound. Cool. Can't wait to see the Bale Taurus. Yeah, it's going to be great. We've seen chariots be good with war sleds. What's the difference? They have solid weapon strength, 88 currently. Meanwhile, most melee chariots currently are around 40 to 50. BS buff weapon strength and they work better. Even the Kislev war chariots are really struggling right now to deal damage. Yeah. Because Kislev war chariots used to be pretty meta before Immortal Empires, and then they got nerfed a couple times over patches, and now they just don't deal a lot of damage. They're a okay unit. They're not bad. They're not good. This is the final game of the day, no matter what. We have gone to game 5. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the sudden 6 stream. The Vigor Mortis buff being unlisted drives me batty. Unlisted? What do you mean by that? What's the Corpse Cart buff? It gives everybody 5 melee attack and melee defense, and it also gives them perfect vigor, doesn't it? I think it does. Yeah, it gives them perfect vigor because it regenerates their vigor. So then the undead have better leadership than they did in game 2, and then they're all gonna have perfect vigor, which gives them better leadership. So then it's harder to get them to crumble, and when you get them to crumble, they'll be in the lower tier of crumbling, not the higher tier, so they won't take as much damage. So then it doesn't matter if you keep buffing the crumbling damage if it's really hard to get them to crumble at all. Where is the Ice Bear Blob or Sleds? We just talked about Sleds, but Sleds really don't deal that much damage anymore. And Minotaurs with great weapons would just murder the Sleds. Problem with Chariots is they don't act like Chariots. They go in units, they stop in front of them, they get a few models they can do damage to, yeah. Kislev's roster is also too expensive to spam them, yeah. Balefire now gives fire damage and fire resist. I didn't know that. That's dumb. Alright, we are off. Some of the pistols, some of the Streltsy, just trying to shoot at Fleshhounds off on the sides. And Zargard are waiting. Khorne's thinking about charging in. Their infantry is going to lose to the Kislev infantry pretty hard, so it'll be about what Valkia, these Minotaurs, and the Fleshhounds can do, because even though they outnumber them, these 4 Zargard could probably legitimately kill all of the Chaos Warriors that are here. Chaos Warriors of Khorne are okay at best. Griffin Legion going to take a charge on Fleshhounds while pistols continue to shoot at them a little bit, and Streltsy, no more pistols are actually going to opt in as well. Fleshhounds maybe get a rear charge on the Griffin Legion, though the Griffin Legion are trying to go charge other stuff on their own. And Streltsy are now firing at the big Khorne Minotaurs. Chaos Furies diving in the back line. The Chaos Furies of Khorne are the most damaging version of the Fury variants. So that'll do a lot of damage to those Streltsy, even with their armor values. The Griffin Legion are currently surrounded by Fleshhounds. They are getting eaten alive. Fleshhounds were one of the best units of Khorne before Minotaurs got buffed, so they are pretty imposing. Minotaurs bust straight through the front line. The Zargard are running back to try and defend their backfield, which has already fallen apart. A Blizzard catches a couple units, but it is overall going to not do too much. And a Spear of Sleipnir really does good damage to Griffin Legion and Streltsy. Even though one Fleshhound is crumbling away, probably won't be enough. Meanwhile, Khorne is up on the damage value, which is never something you want to see if you're fighting them. Minotaurs of Khorne, one is at half HP, the other is at full HP, and the Streltsy, 2 of them are extremely compromised and damaged. The third one is now under attack by Fleshhounds. So, a lot of the armor-piercing missile fire from Kislev is currently shut down. Zargard doing their best to fight back. They're a little outclassed, and Valkia is going to land on the Ice Witch of Tempest and try and take her out. Griffin Legion still trying to fight Fleshhounds, and they are doing okay at that, at least. Armored Kossars with pistols firing at Fleshhounds. Now they'll be in melee, even though they're almost out of ammo, so I guess that works out for them, to be honest. Fury is disintegrating away. We're looking for the little victories of Kislev now. And the Zargard are still holding in the front line. The problem is there's so few of them, Khorne just walked past them. Fleshhound's almost being finished off in the backfield. Valkia is currently just running down the Ice Witch, and Khorne is probably going to take this one, it looks like. Yeah. Anyway, Zargard's still trying to fight it out. Minotaur's running away from them. One Minotaur's almost dead. The other one's still at half HP. There is one Streltsy that's still alive, and the Griffin Legion are desperately trying to bail it out. If they can get these Fleshhounds to start demonic instability crumbling, maybe they can bail out these Streltsy, because the Chaos Warriors that are chasing them will be too slow to really keep up. Fleshhounds are gone. Balance of power is slightly in the favor of Khorne, though the balance of power hates Khorne, so if it's slightly in his favor, that means it's pretty much army loss this time. Griffin Legion are gone. Streltsy stop and trying to fire. Valkia does rout the Ice Mage of Tempest, while the Minotaurs just plow into some armored Kossars. Meanwhile, we do have 2 Streltsy who've rallied in the backfield. They did manage to rout the Minotaurs, and maybe they will shoot the Fleshhounds before the Fleshhounds get back to them. Zargard still holding infinitely versus the front line.
Especially the non-greatsword variant, because the greatswords have 13 less melee defense than their sword and board cousins. Valkia does push her way through. She will be able to kill the Ice Witch, and the Ice Witch already has negative 40 leadership. She's this close to the edge of the map, so I don't think she's coming back at all. Griffin Legion keep trying to rally and then running away. And Fleshhounds did not disintegrate before getting back onto the Streltsy, so they will fight the last man, the last pup. And that is the doom of Kislev. Ice Witch of Tempest is gone. That'll be a leadership spike for Kislev, but Kislev really doesn't struggle on leadership, so they will be fine with that, though that does mean they also don't have any magic, etc., etc. Zargard continuing to fight it out. And these Minotaurs of Khorne, at least, they are getting kind of worked down, sort of. Chaos Warriors attacking Streltsy in the butt. We still have some healthy Zargard, but I did fight a game... It was this tournament versus Raced. Valkia versus a bunch of infantry in the late game, and infantry just have the hardest time actually dealing damage to Valkia in melee combat. She gets the benefit of having a winged model, so she pushes a lot of stuff back, which is really annoying for them, but also she has good melee defense. She's an infantry-sized character, meaning things with bonus versus large don't affect her, but also there's less things that can surround her at once and hit her at the same time, which is like, if you have a dragon, they get surrounded by spearmen, right? Maybe 50 spearmen are contacting the model so they can swing at it. Valkia, maybe 6 people can hit her at the same time. So Valkia is very tanky to infantry for all those reasons. Fucking winged hitboxes, man. Wings are stupid. It is looking all but ogre. Minos are pretty much dead. There are still Chaos Warriors. There's still Valkia full HP. Like, everything on... If Valkia didn't exist, this would be an extremely close game, but a full health Valkia is running around. And she even has another Spear Sleipnir left. That does make it a little bit GG. Because that healthy Zargard could get speared, and that would be the end of the game. One Mino is routing, the other Mino is coming back, as Streltsy are going to go on guard mode, ignore Valkia, and shoot at these guys before they can get their impressive charge in, but that doesn't mean the Chaos Warhounds of Khorne. Oh, those aren't Fleshhounds. Okay, they could just route pretty easily, but they will dive in to the Streltsy. Take care of them. Minos route, Minos route. Warriors hang in there, more warriors hang in there. Streltsy do not. And the pistol Cossars are trying to shoot the Chaos Warhounds. Getting a few pot shots off into them. As they and Valkia charge those Zargard. Zargard will probably get pushed off. Yeah, they don't have their Buyer Blood passive anymore. Dogs shatter. Warriors, Warriors, Marauders, Marauders. Yeah. Again, without a full HP Valkia, this would be a super close game, but... She is just going to do it. She has to avoid the temptation right now of using a Spear of Sleipnir on these guys, because she should definitely save it for those Zargard. It might just army loss even after she kills these guys, but just in case, you should save it for the only infantry that actually could even remotely threaten you. But look at, like, she has no healing, right? She's just sitting in melee combat taking no damage. She even tries to throw out a Sword of Khorne onto the Zargard. It's GG. Ice Witch struggled. She only got one Blizzard off before she got run down. Griffin Legion didn't quite pay for themselves. They tried to peel the back line. Zargard did fine. Streltsy did okay. Armored Cossars did well, but unfortunately just the Cav and the Lord didn't pull their weight. The other side, Valkia did fantastically. Marauders mostly got murdered. Chaos Warriors did okay. Fleshhounds did great work. Minotaurs did great work. And the Dogs and Furies did just fine. So the mobility assets for Khorne really did awesomely. Yeah. GG. GG, well played, everybody. And Phoenix can go win today's tournament. Alright, don't go anywhere yet. Calm down. Platypus is casting a clan war, so go watch that if you want content. I'm leaving now. Goodbye, everybody.